shit. Oh my gosh, that was so epic. I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just. So here we are, back with the real Supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
They'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready.
Nope. Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-study production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah. Just use a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3.
Ballapalooza. It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it wipe?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Okay, welcome everybody. It is June 14th. Sorry about yesterday. I mean, we could have live streamed last night, but it was my birthday.
We had a long day too, yeah.
We had a long day, so I decided to take the day off. Felt great, but we're back. So different day today, Sunday. So it's gonna be a little different in that terms. Hopefully everyone that has been out to our live streams can actually make it, because that would be great. But yeah, we'll jump right into the Tesla news, and then we'll start going over some questions that you guys have, and just kind of hang out for a few hours. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Yeah, let's just kind of get right into it.
First off, I think we should talk about like kind of a recap.
Recap from like last week.
So last week we mentioned that all three of our model, 2 Model S's and 1 Model Y
Yep.
all had service appointments with Tesla last week. For my car, the Model S 100D 2017, it was in for an MCU 2 upgrade and the Autopilot 3 hardware. So this is the first time I've ever paid for anything at the service center, but it wasn't because something was broken. It's because I wanted to upgrade equipment. But basically that upgrade was $2,500 plus taxes, so it was like $2,680 for me. And as we mentioned last week, makes my car feel like a brand new car. We love it. Just today we went out to lunch and just logged into YouTube and we were watching videos and great. Anyways, second car, Eric's car, Model Y, needed the Qi charger.
Yeah, so we had a slight issue with the Qi charger. It just wasn't working on the S20 Plus or the Ultra for that matter. So they came out, brought a new charging pad and everything, called in a tech support. Turns out their chargers aren't in the right location for my phone, which really kind of sucks. I had no problem with the Model 3 version, but hopefully JetaPad comes out with their Model Y version soon, and hopefully that will work. Because it kind of sucks not having wireless charging.
Yeah, but again, there was no cost on that because it was covered under Tesla warranty. They sent a mobile service technician, didn't cost anything. So,
and it turns out it wasn't really Tesla's problem, but it was.
Yeah.
You know, so like the coils aren't in the right spot, so I don't know how it's going to do with larger phones.
Yeah. But as you said, the Qi charger that you had on the 3 worked fine.
Exactly.
So you would expect to work on the Y too. So.
Exactly.
Anyhow, no cost on that either. The third car, Scott's S75D 2017, we actually had to pay for service. First time ever. We've had 11 Teslas, over 180,000 miles of driving, over 12.75 years of cumulative ownership.
Yep.
And this is the first time we've ever had to pay for service. And it wasn't because of Tesla. It wasn't because of Scott. It was because of
a mouse.
A mouse. Basically, a mouse chewed into some of the wiring harness on Scott's car, and that caused him to start getting some autopilot like unavailable and power steering unavailable. And actually, they had to drive the car to the service center without any power steering.
Which is not fun, by the way. It took like, what was that, like a 6-point turn just to get into a parking spot? It was stupid. But here, like, this is actual invoice from Tesla. Obviously, some information redacted. Customer states no power steering, which was obviously the case. And so they performed diagnosis on steering system and found rodent damage to power steering wire. Performed wire repair, function tested power steering after repairs, and found expected operation. So $310 was the total there.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And
Actually, it's not as bad as I would have thought. Because when I hear wire damage, I think cha-ching.
Yeah, but basically that included all of the analysis to see what the problem was and to fix it. And
they actually didn't charge anything for parts.
Yeah.
Parts was zero. It was just labor.
So again, this is the first time we've actually ever had to pay Tesla Service Center for them to do something that wasn't covered under warranty. So not too bad, $310 after, like I said, 12.75 years of ownership over those 11 vehicles.
Yeah, so...
And we're not quite sure if it was a mouse or a squirrel or a raccoon or what, but...
Or bunny.
Could have been a rabbit, yeah.
But I mean, it is kind of funny because in my Ford Fusion, my last like non-Tesla,
many years ago,
I had this awful smell one day driving to work, and I didn't know if someone was playing a joke on me and put like a dead mouse in my car or whatever, and so I had to drive with like the windows down, the AC, everything off because it smelled so bad. Got home, we started digging in it. And we had like an old dishwasher we were trying to just like give away. And we found a mouse decided to pull a lot of that insulation into my air condition pipes, ducts, there we go. And decided to have a litter of pups. And then everybody died, probably because of the heat, because the thing sat outside for several days. And it was disgusting. It was probably one of the worst things. I almost just wanted to sell the car because it was like that disgusting. But we like bleached everything and it was fine after that. But it was a nightmare. So something's going on with these rodents. They don't like us, whatever. But at least it was only $310 because it could have been a lot worse.
And not bad. Like I said, over 11 cars, $310 over all those years, not too bad.
Yeah. So... here we are. That was kind of like our little follow-up because I know we didn't have an answer for you guys last week because we had just dropped off the car. So just kind of wanted to go over that because I know a lot of people were asking.
I should add one more thing I forgot to mention. My car also did have like the clevis mount and I think the half shafts updated. But again, totally covered. That was a minor issue. It didn't affect...
That was an old bulletin from like a year ago,
Yeah, it was a service bulletin for cars from like 2017, and I just mentioned it to them. They fixed it. Again, zero cost to me for that.
Yep. So, that's kind of where we're at right now. I'm seeing somebody said, CDoc, Rodent ate my power harness, cost $950, comprehensive insurance, USAA paid on a performance Model 3.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, luckily we didn't have to any like hardware costs. It was just the 310.
We have a super chat. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. The oil rabbit's back for revenge.
Oh yeah, you know what? I forgot. But like, was it a year or so ago? We had a rabbit.
Yeah.
Was that
in the garage?
That's a different one because there was also that rabbit that was on that Hyper Mile event.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. The oil bunny.
That's a different one, I think.
But we had a bunny in the garage that was like in one of like the wheel wells. Oh, I think was it yours?
It might have been Scott's car. That might have been.
It might have been.
But that was like a couple years ago, I think.
We'll have to see if we can find the footage on that. But that's funny you mentioned that. Because now we're 360.
I remember that rabbit though, yeah.
Yikes.
It's trying to jump in front of the car.
Ugh. But yeah, good call on that. Yeah, Bob, there we go. Big oil Bob.
Yeah, they remember. Big oil
what a good time. Besides that, we'll jump into some kind of fresh news. Tesla, in case you are an investor, follow the stock or whatever, they jumped past $1,000. I think the height was like 127 or something like that. Crazy high. Unfortunately, everything else crashed kind of Friday. So we're down a little bit, but they were above Toyota and the most valuable car manufacturer are they still? No, there's not yet. Again, they lost that when the stock fell a little bit. But still, really impressive, and just goes to show you a lot of people actually do believe in them.
And what's amazing, though, is just like 3 months ago, it was down to less than half that. So it's gone up from like over $500 in the last 3 months. And that's with the market being, the market's going back up. But, it was pretty bad there in March and April.
Yeah, exactly. Not great. Let's see. Then we have the ability to add 5 additional drivers. I'll let David talk about this while I queue up photos.
Basically, in the past, if you wanted to be able to share your car with other people, such as a spouse, a roommate, friend, whatever, and you didn't want to give them access to your main Tesla account, you could go and add that user as a secondary contact, and they would be able to go and create their own Tesla account, log into the app, and then access your car, see it, charge it, be able to do pretty much everything except for like purchase upgrades or request mobile service. And that was just fine. You could also assign, so if you had multiple cars on your account, you could use that secondary contact field and specify which specific cars they're allowed to see. But now Tesla's upgraded it slightly, so instead of having that secondary contact fields, they've allowed it per car that you have car access, and you can go and choose who you want to access or grant access to, and you can have up to 5 people per vehicle.
Yeah, so here, when you click on the particular car you want to add somebody to, you can go in here, click on car access, and then it will actually pop up something else. You can enter in their email address, and you can do that up to 5 times.
And basically it sends an email to that email address saying that you've been granted access. Please contact the driver for information about the car. You can go download the app, log in via your Tesla account, and then like we said, you can control everything in the car. You can unlock it remotely via the phone. You can start it remotely and see all the statistics like the charge level, start and stop charging and all that.
The nice thing though is like from like Model Y or Model 3, you don't actually need to give somebody the physical key card.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is really nice that they allow 5 people now, because before it used to only be a secondary contact and you couldn't delete them.
Yeah, and
we found that kind of
and we used that in the past, like when we would sell a car, instead of having to contact Tesla and wait a week or two before they would update the account to switch it to the other user's account, we would just add whoever the new buyer of that car was as a secondary contact, and then they instantly had access and they could supercharge and see, get reminders, notifications of when the supercharging would be done.
Yeah.
Now that you can add it on a per car basis and up to 5 people, it's a lot easier to have multiple people have access to your car or to those cars that you might be selling.
Definitely.
Or even if you're keeping it in your family or whatever.
Giving somebody access like that. Real quick, Jameson, thank you for the 99-cent super chat. Really appreciate that. No comment, upside down smiley face. Thank you. Really awesome to see though, because it just shows you'll be able to do a little bit more and share it with that many more people rather than actually share your personal credentials, which is never a great idea.
And one thing I did want to follow up on that, we did find a bug back when Tesla did initially allow that secondary contact to have it.
Yep.
The upgrade section wasn't locked out. So at the time, if you did have a secondary contact for a short period, they made it, so that the person could go to upgrades and they could buy like the acceleration boost or full self-driving on the shared car. So that was
Could have cost somebody a lot of money.
That was a security breach, and we escalated that issue to Tesla. It took them a month or two, but they did get that resolved. And now secondary contact is gone, but through this new feature of adding additional drivers, they did not have the ability to purchase upgrades, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yep. Let's see. Next up, kind of goes along with yesterday. We went on some drives and kind of hung out and drove up to the mountains and found a supercharger that literally just started construction.
Yeah, so basically we drove up from the Denver metro area, went up through Silverthorne, skipped that supercharger. We started looking around because we know they're going to be expanding the Silverthorne supercharger just because it's overloaded in spring and winter time when there's a lot of skiers. But didn't find any new construction in Silverthorne yet, but if you do see something, let us know. But we continued on up the road and we went to Kremling and stopped at the Come and Go, and it was exactly where we predicted. They had just dropped off the concrete pedestals and had the little backhoe out there, and they were digging away. Actually, the backhoe was empty when we first arrived, or excavator, I guess, maybe that is.
This little guy.
And then while we were there taking pictures, the guy came out of the gas station and started digging around. And
Maybe he had a quick break.
Yeah, so it looks like that's going to be an 8 superchargers, V3 probably.
Yep.
And I'm guessing that they're probably going to skip. Up north, is the next one on Tesla's map was Steamboat Springs, but Kremling was never on Tesla's map. So we found this out by contacting Kremling, the city, and asking them, "Are you going to have a supercharger?" And they wrote back saying, "Yeah, it's going to be at the Come and Go." And so we kind of figured that it was going to be there.
Yeah.
And so anyways, Steamboat Springs is not that far away, so I don't think they're going to be putting one in Steamboat Springs. Based upon the map and stuff, I think the next one is going to be Craig. There are a couple Come and Go's in Craig, so that I think would be a logical choice. I think we'll be seeing construction there soon if they haven't started already. And then, maybe heading west from there, probably into Vernal, Utah would be the guess where they would be putting another one.
Yeah.
So after that, we drove back down from the mountains, and it just so happened a brand new supercharger located in Centennial, Colorado just opened up Saturday morning. So we drove down there and got there with probably about 20% charge. And I plugged in with my car again. I have an S100D from 2017, and this new supercharger has 12 stalls, and they are V3. And so for a Model 3 or a Model Y, you can get up to 250 kilowatts. But for my car, which is an older, 2017 car, I was able to get 187 kilowatts. This is the highest I've ever seen. Other people have mentioned, getting above 150. I've gotten, I think, 164 was my high. But we plugged in here. I guess the situation, circumstances are just right. Got 187 kilowatts. So
all-time high.
Yeah, not quite as high as Model 3 or Model Y, but I was pretty pleased with that.
It's way higher than we thought we would ever get.
But again, we talked about this years ago, talking about there's still some room in that, back in 2018, we were saying there's still room in the 100 battery that they could go up to 150, maybe even 180. And then Tesla came out with a software update, brought it up to 150. And now with the V3 superchargers, we're receiving up to 180, maybe even 200 is possible. I don't know. I think Ravens can get 200, but I was happy to get 187. That's almost 200.
We might have gotten 200.
If
the battery was at like 25%.
Yeah.
And I see Bill's asking how long did we get that? It was only a few minutes because it juts up really high and then it starts to taper as your battery gets fuller. But we arrived with like 25% battery. So if we arrived with like 5 or 10%, it probably it could have almost hit 200 and it definitely would have stayed there longer.
Yeah, and we watched it like it started slowing down because it was like 181, 182, 183, and it peaked at 187, then 186, and then it went down from there. But it was just cool to see 187, highest number I've ever seen for an older Model S. Yeah,
it was definitely great to see. Much higher than I would have expected. So can't complain with that. Let's see. So next up we have some Cybertruck news. I'm trying to find that image real quick.
Yeah, basically somebody tweeted Elon saying it would be cool if like the Cybertruck had a window, the rear window could fold down or roll up or something so that when you have the tonneau cover down and if you were camping, you could turn on the AC and cool or heat that whole rear bed.
Yes.
And so Elon did say that they're considering adding that as a feature.
Which would work out great for camping. It would work out great if you have long pieces of wood or something
Definitely.
that wouldn't fit in just the bed. You need a little bit longer.
Yep.
We experienced that today. We were
Yep.
actually at Home Depot buying some
Lumber, yeah.
2x4s, some 2x6s, and up to like 10-foot lengths. And it's not easy to fit a 10-footer in a Model S.
But we did it. You can
we
fit
did
a
it.
10-foot board.
Just got to be careful.
Yep.
But yeah, it is nice to see that. And he did say they will take that into consideration.
So that'd be a cool feature, yeah. Even if it's an option. I could see that maybe being an option.
Yeah, which I'm totally fine with as long as it's an option that is available for people.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work with the tonneau cover though, or is it tonneau? Okay, that cover, because it like goes through there and like winds up in there. So they might have to figure something else out.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that for Elon and the Tesla designers and engineers. It's not my job.
Franz will figure it out, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Franz is on it. Yeah, and then we have a Model 3 update. Not the performance. I'm sorry, no update on that quite yet, but
Maybe soon.
I've been in contact, and there's some exciting news coming. But Model Y has 2 USB-C outlets for the rear passengers. Now, Model 3, it is USB-A, as well as Model S and X. Well, Model 3s have started being delivered again, and we got confirmation it now has 2 USB-Cs in the back.
So just like the Model Y then.
Just like the Model Y. So I can only imagine it's a matter of time until it comes over to S and X. Might be the interior refresh. I don't know. But it's great to see Tesla continue improving. And USB-C is really what you want. It's going to be a lot faster charge rate and allows you to do more. So
and the nice thing too is that it's reversible, so you don't have to like
100%.
plug it in and find out it's backwards and flip it over and find out you're still wrong and then do it again and find, oh yeah, I was right the first time.
Yeah, exactly. We have chat message. I feel a bathroom renovation update coming from Abstract Ocean. I mean, it's been a pretty slow week. We got a lot of stuff. I redid the floor, so that was cool. Recessed it. We'll go over that a little later though.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then.
Also on the Model 3,
yeah.
I believe they have updated the Qi charger. Is it the Model 3 that I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
It appears to be included now.
Yeah, kind of like with the Y.
Yeah, like the Y, because like originally when they came out with it, you had to buy it extra, but we're getting word now that customer deliveries have that already in them from the factory.
Yeah, because originally they didn't have one at all. They delivered the Model 3, then they came out with the Qi charger, but it was an extra cost. Now it sounds like they're including them just like with the Model Y.
Let's actually kind of check this out and see.
Is it listed? Yeah, on the specs.
Is it updated on here? Is it in maybe the premium interior? It doesn't say anything about that. Let's see. Nothing updated here. It doesn't appear to say anything here, but everyone that we've spoken to said it was included in their car.
Yeah, the newer delivered ones. So those are probably ones that have just been created in the last few weeks after the factory reopened.
Exactly, because here it just says center console with storage, 4 USB ports, and docking for 2 smartphones. So it might just be included. Hopefully that's not just a little whoopsie that somebody made at the factory. But definitely awesome to see that. And then I think...
another thing. One other thing.
There's
Model
more.
Ys, they have finally started delivering the Model Y with the built-in tow hitch. And this is something, we bought a Model Y, we added one
Ta-da!
on our own, but Tesla has finally started, and you can see that it's got the wiring harness, or right where you
so
can
this
plug
is
in.
like the little wiring thing that is missing from ours. We have like the little pigtail type guy right up here.
Hidden behind the bumper, yeah.
But this is actually where you would plug in everything, and it does have tow mode in like the settings and everything. So it is a 2-inch receiver. We have confirmation on that, and yeah.
Which is good because we already bought our bike rack, which needs a 2-inch.
Yeah, watch. They would go down to like 1 1/4 or whatever it is. That would really.
But anyways,
suck.
that's exciting news because we're waiting for our next Model Y, and we do have a tow hitch on order on that. And concerning that, I guess we've been receiving texts from Tesla that's saying, it's getting closer. The last time I think we mentioned it was like 10 days or 12 days or whatever. 10 days or 2. It was 10 days on our last.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like basically the sum is we have 2 now coming.
Yeah, we actually got 2 notifications. So both the all-wheel drive and the performance
both are coming, and now we need to decide what we want to do.
Which one to keep? Yeah.
Originally, it was going to be whichever one arrives first, and now it's like, the choice is now mine.
Yeah,
so.
and they're probably both going to be here by the end of the month.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
so I think, well, if you want the performance, probably get the performance. That means that some other lucky person will be able to get that all-wheel drive one.
Exactly. So, I mean, if you're in Colorado, I could put you in touch with somebody, and they could just probably transfer it to you. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what really shows up first. But yeah, looks like both are here. But yeah, I guess the last bit of news, if I didn't miss anything yet, is going to be a solar update. Yeah,
so just a quick solar update. It's still been nice and sunny here all month in Colorado. We've had a couple good days. We almost got close to hitting a record again. We hit like 140 and 139 earlier this week, or last week, whenever it was. We finally broke or lost our record. We had been always producing more solar than the house was using.
Yep.
But on the 13th there, on Eric's birthday, I charged the...
Wow, what a shame.
Yeah, I charged the car up a lot because we did need to drive, up to Kremling and then back. And so I charged the car up, and Scott's car was charged up as well because we got it back from the service center. So we lost out on that streak of producing more than we're using. But still some pretty good, we're still sending a ton back to the grid.
I mean, we're almost 400 and what is that? 60
like over
kilowatt
500.
hours.
Yeah, 500. Yeah, that we have in surplus, and so that's great. And for the year, again, it's even better. We have been doing great. You can see that the month of June, even though we're almost halfway through June, though, is way less than half of the month of May. And that's because, as we mentioned last week, we're having some problems with our utility company. We also had that outage last week? Yeah.
Yep.
So we were actually without power for like almost 48 hours. Power went down, cut us off at the end of our live stream when we still had power, but our Comcast internet provider, whatever generator or whatever they had went out. So cut our live stream off a little bit early. But we were without power. The neighborhood was without grid power for 48 hours. We had no problem. We have never had an outage with our power walls, and that was great. They worked fine, but we're still having a problem with our neighborhood. So the power company did come out and replace at least 4 poles in our neighborhood, at least 4 transformers, but unfortunately they didn't replace the transformer, which we think is causing problems. That's the one that didn't blow down. And
go figure.
And so
real quick, actually, Greg, we do not have IREA.
No. Yeah, it's Excel. And basically our solar power, everything worked fine on the grid for the first 3 days, and then again it started where we were having these issues where either the frequency or the voltages sent from our grid are causing our power walls to take over because they don't like the dirty power that our company's sending us. And so this is happening multiple times a day, and we're trying to work through Tesla and our electric company to get them to fix the issue, because basically we provide, we're capable of generating perfectly clean power, but the power they're sending us is causing our power walls to take over and power the house throughout the whole day. Yeah. We don't mind doing that, but the problem is when the batteries are full, that it then turns off the solar, and you can see this happens throughout the day, and then that causes our solar production to be down, and that's why we're producing actually less in the month of June than we did in the month of May.
Yeah, so still trying to figure this out. We do still have a video coming on it, but we haven't
kind of waiting for a resolution.
Exactly. We want a resolution. Now, if this looks like it's going to draw out for a long time, we're just going to put the video that we have filmed out, and maybe it'll help draw a resolution with Excel. I don't know. Or it's really going to piss some people off. Either way, maybe we'll just post it. Because it's starting to look like we're not getting a resolution anytime soon.
Another thing I was going to mention, so we didn't have power, we never lost power. We actually ran an extension cord over to our neighbor's house, and we helped power their refrigerator so that they wouldn't have to worry about, all their food going bad.
Exactly. So we will be sending our neighbor a bill.
Nah, really, we had a little meter.
No, it wasn't much
They
at
used
all.
maybe like 13 cents worth of electricity if we would have had to pay for it. But since we generated it from solar, we didn't really pay anything. But
exactly.
They didn't use much.
It would have been funny, though, if we hit him with a bill.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that's kind of like the general news for the week. Not a ton. I've seen some things in chat. So John said if he takes the case off his Samsung S20, it'll charge, but won't charge with the case on. So we've done case on, case off. We did it all with Tesla here even. So it must just be the S20 Plus. The coils are just in slightly the wrong spot, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see. Somebody is saying, Steve says, Tesla's doing a site survey for solar tomorrow. Congratulations. I'm nervous. Any advice? I've been hearing some people have gotten order canceled saying Tesla or out of Tesla's service area. So if
What state
you
is
were
it
out
in?
of the service area, you would have already gotten that.
Yeah, I
They
don't
wouldn't
think they'd
actually
be-
come out.
Yeah.
Any advice? I mean, it's a good idea to always get multiple quotes because Tesla does match those. In our case, we got multiple quotes, and Tesla was the cheapest, so
Yep.
it was a no-brainer.
But I should make sure too, just to tell them exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want panels on one side or the other, just tell them what you want, and then they can work that into the plan.
Exactly. But congratulations. If you have any other questions, definitely reach out to us via email, and we're happy to help. Let's see. WFS Media says Model Y is on the referral program now. Yep.
I started like last week, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think
like,
we kind of covered that briefly last week. Did it start in time for last week? I think it did.
I don't know. I know we talked about it someday. I thought it was on a
Yeah.
video. Maybe it was just on one of the.
Oh,
other
maybe it was
videos.
on the video.
But anyways, yeah, that's
Either
cool.
way,
that
awesome.
was it. Somebody asked us last week, and we said
Oh,
no.
and then it
They're
immediately
not going to
happened.
have the Model Y anytime soon.
Yep.
And then the next day, I think it changed, and we're like, "Oops."
Yeah, exactly.
that's
But
what
that
it
is
was.
really awesome to see that they're adding it. I honestly wouldn't have guessed it would have been added anytime recently.
Yeah, but it's just an extra little
but-
incentive, so you'll be able to get that 1,000 miles of supercharging for both the referrer and the referee. So it's not worth a ton, but definitely try it and ask for it, or make sure you use the link and click on that, and it will tell you, because of using this person's referral code, you get 1,000 miles of free charging.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly helps. Let's see. We're going to combine these two questions. A little bit of this and that. Says, is it normal for Tesla to schedule delivery without assigning a VIN? And Steven says, Tesla just texted me my Model Y will be built in the next 7 days. I'm in New York. How long to get it, do you think? So, is it normal to get a scheduled delivery without a VIN? Yeah, I would say it's not abnormal.
Especially at the end of the quarter like
Exactly.
this. They're just
Things
trying to
tend to be very expedited, shall we say?
fluid, where things are constantly changing, and
yeah.
they'll fill up a truck with a bunch of cars, and they'll sip it, and then they'll figure out which one goes to you instead of pre-assigning it at the factory.
Exactly. And then for Steven in New York, I'm willing to bet they're going to try to get that to you by end of quarter, which is the end of this month, because they want as many deliveries as possible. So I would think you'd still get it.
Yeah, so hopefully within 2 weeks. 'Cause
Exactly.
really, there's only a little over 2 weeks left.
Yeah, not a ton.
And
Rob
we're waiting on the
says-
same thing too. I'm going to say
Yeah.
we've gotten that same text today for multiple cars.
Yep. Rob says my delivery date for Model Y is Thursday. So excited. Congratulations. Hopefully you love it. If you're looking to accessorize it, check out Abstract Ocean. Link down below. Let's see. Jason says, is the carbon fiber spoiler on Model Y held on with just double-sided tape? How much does it sell for? Double-sided tape? Yup. Same with Model S, their carbon fiber spoiler, and Model 3. I don't know how much it sells for from Tesla. I think it's like $400, maybe.
For only that one, I don't know, because I know the one for the Model S used to be like $1,500. It was
Oh,
not.
really?
It was not cheap.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap. So maybe I'm totally off base.
But there are some, third-party ones that,
Yeah,
that
you can always
might be
check
cheaper
those
than
out.
Tesla version.
Just make sure, are you buying something that's carbon fiber, or are you buying something that's carbon fiber print? Because
Yeah.
they're two huge different things. Carbon fiber print is not terrible, but just make sure you don't pay carbon fiber prices for carbon fiber print.
Yeah, but the double-sided tape does a good
We
job.
have a visitor here.
The double-sided tape holds it on. Again, that's what Model
yeah.
S has, and not the Model X, because that actually has that built-in spoiler.
Right.
But the Model Y, Model 3, Model S all have that held on with double-sided tape. No
Yep.
problem.
On says Model Y demand not as high as expected, even factoring in the situation. Sorry, I can't say that word. People have
Yeah.
been getting demonetized for saying that actual word. Think it'll outsell the Model 3 this year. So, I mean, maybe they are seeing a slight drop in people actually taking deliveries. I know I've been talking with people that have said they decided to push off their car just because of the current situation until they can kind of get back on their feet, especially if people like lost their job or it's kind of iffy. I currently I understand that, so you definitely don't go into a giant purchase like that. So yeah, it might be, and that's why they kind of added it as just a nice little perk for people that are willing to get it. Let's see. 40-year fitness at a couple Las Vegas casinos this week are all asking for boring tunnels. That'll be nice.
Oh, wow.
Didn't they already start in Vegas?
I heard that, yeah, they were already started, and I think they got a permit to, like, extend it, so they're already planning on making it longer than it was originally.
Yeah. So, there we go. Dan Westberg says, what's your opinion on full self-driving as it is today for Model Y? So, the easiest and best thing to probably do is see what features you would use in the current full self-driving suite that you have to pay for. So if we go into Model Y, it's going to be the same for all of them though. Here you can see autopilot is very basic compared to what it used to be. There's no like enhanced autopilot or anything like that. So it's very basic. Now if you want navigate on autopilot, auto lane change, auto park, which to be honest I've never really used, summon, another one I don't really use a ton. The traffic light and stop sign control is actually pretty cool. And so those are the current features. Without paying the $7,000, you just won't get those. An auto steer on city streets supposedly coming later this year. I don't know. The traffic light and stop sign control, we've been playing around with that. I do like it. The only thing I don't like is how it limits you to the exact speed of the street, and you can't do the 5 over. So we actually made separate profiles. So one of the profiles has the stoplight, stop sign available, and one doesn't. So that way, when we were on the highway yesterday, we couldn't do the 5 over or anything because it wasn't a divided highway. And there were a line of cars, so we ended up having to take it out of autopilot, which is actually a bummer because autopilot is safer.
But then by setting up that alternate profile, we just switched over that. Even while you're driving, you don't even have to stop or anything. As long as you have that second profile already created, you can just turn off autopilot, switch to that other profile, and then turn it back on, and then it no longer will limit you to that, exact speed limit.
Yeah. So it's really up to you on whether or not that $7,000 spent right now is worth it to you. You can always add it after the fact, but there are a potential for price fluctuations. Elon said it's going up July 1st, right?
Yeah.
So
I liked how it was before, because when I bought my car and when you bought this S100D, which I got from you, it was broken into those 2 packages of the enhanced autopilot and then the full self-driving, and it was a little cheaper because then you could just spend like $5,000 here. You break it up into smaller packages. I wish it wasn't a big $7,000 or $8,000 package, because if the price goes up, it's going to be more expensive. But because the auto steer and the tack, or adjusting the speed and stuff is so nice on road trips. And when we were driving yesterday, the car virtually drove itself almost, I still had to take the exits and stuff like that just because, and then we were on some smaller roads or some tight turns when we were doing some switchbacks close to Winter Park. But it's so easy. You can just drive with a couple fingers. Still supposed to have your hands on the steering wheel, and be prepared to take over. Yeah, it's like effortless. Whereas with old car, I can remember having to hold on with like both hands on the steering wheel, grip. And it was just your arms get tired hour after hour. But after driving, we had like 4 or 5 hours in the car yesterday, and I wasn't tired at all.
It was great. Yeah. Let's see. Barno asks, when are the monthly referral drawings starting? So they've actually already done them, and we've actually known some winners. Not personally, but we have seen the winners sell the car they won because they already have a Tesla. And they didn't need another.
So they've given away at least 2 or 3. So they're happening. It's just that people aren't really coming forward. Because I have seen some people, when they did come forward, people were angry with them. Because as Eric just mentioned, one of the guys already owned a Model S, I believe, and then he won a car. A Model Y, which he didn't really need. Or maybe he owned an X and he didn't need the Y. And so then when he was trying to sell it, people were complaining about him because he's wanting to sell it for the full price. And it's like, I don't blame him.
Actually, yeah. So let's talk about this real quick because this kind of grinds my gears. And this is why I don't do forums. He's on forums. I don't do forums because I just get in fights with people because I don't agree with them. I also got kicked off of TMC, but whatever. I just, everyone decides to chime in, even with their opinion, if it doesn't matter and they're not interested in the actual topic, and it just kind of drives me nuts. But yeah, the guy was trying to sell his Model Y. Yeah, it might have been a high price. I wouldn't have paid it, but still, his asking price is his asking price, and people were all chiming in saying since he won it, he's being greedy, he shouldn't sell it, he should just give it away. But the thing is when you win stuff, you have to pay taxes on it here in America, and taxes normally equate to 30-35%,
it depends on where you're at. So
like, you got to keep that into account. And there's just a bunch of other things. It was just a mess. But whatever. But the guy won it, so congrats to him for sure.
And I heard of somebody, I think in a foreign country, I think it was like Hong Kong or Taiwan.
Like Taiwan,
won one as well. So they are giving them away, but people are under no, they're not required to come and tell you, hey, I won a car. And, or maybe they're talking about it in Taiwan. It's
exactly.
So they are definitely giving them away. They're just not making it public as to who the winners are.
Yep. Alex says, are you planning on buying a Cybertruck? Yes, we actually have pre-ordered 2, but we'll only end up keeping 1. Really want the tri-motor or plaid, whichever one that is. I don't know if they're going to do plaid as 4-motor or what have you. But yeah, can't wait for that. That range is going to be so awesome. And we'll be able to basically go anywhere we want with that thing.
And that would be useful, like Eric mentioned today, we went to... we're doing some renovation stuff, and we went to a couple stores and picked up a huge load of lumber at a Home Depot. We were able to fit it all in the car, but it would be a lot easier if we had that Cybertruck.
So much easier. And we wouldn't have to worry about potentially like marring something up because the whole back of that bed is metal. And you can throw wood against that. I mean, we might even be able to take a sledgehammer to it.
Yeah, and like maybe. Today though too, we were really had to be careful because we had like 10-foot boards in the back of in the Model S. Well, there was the back and the front because it went all the way up almost to the MCU, and so we just had to be careful not to allow those boards to hit the MCU. But with Cybertruck, not going to be a problem.
Yep. Pete says took delivery of a new Model X last week. Congratulations! I love Model X. Let me know what C option did you get and why. Always curious on people's choices. Rob says, any key items I should look at picking up for my first Tesla? So, I mean, there's a few that I would really look at. One, I'm a big fan of the matte screen protector from Abstract Ocean because I hate glare and fingerprints, and this will take care of both of those things. Depending on what Tesla you have, I would consider something to protect that piano black material for the center console in Model 3 and Model Y because it will scratch very, very easily and get very dusty and fingerprinty as well. So definitely check out those two things. Depending on where you live, I would definitely suggest a set of floor mats. Here in Colorado, it's kind of a must-have. Otherwise, those cloth mats that Tesla has or even just the bare carpet would end up a nightmare of a mess. I don't know. What do you think, David?
That probably covers it for me.
I mean, there's a lot of other awesome accessories. Those are like my... must have key items. But I mean, check out Abstract Ocean. They are a channel sponsor, so huge shout out to them. And discount in the description. But they have all kinds of accessories you can do for your Model S, X, 3, Y, whatever you want, and really kind of make it your own. Let's see. Rhonda asked, have we heard anything about Rivian production starting? I haven't.
No, I did hear though today that Ford's all electric F-150 was delayed until mid 2022. So I don't know how much of a delay that is, but it's still a couple years away.
Still curious where they're getting their batteries from.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's just funny because we've been hearing about Tesla killers for years.
Oh, I know.
And
we've been hearing about Tesla killers since 2014.
They're still not here, and they're always just 2 or 3 years away, and they're still just 2 or 3 years away. So
yeah, it's crazy. Forney Kid says, Homelink opened my garage while I was on vacation. Luckily, I got an alert from the app. First time for me. Is this a known issue with GPS or something? I've never experienced that, and all of our Teslas have Homelink on them. So maybe reach out to Tesla and see if they can pull logs and see what exactly happened, because that's not ideal.
Another thing is, are you sure that you didn't or someone didn't touch it in the app? Because there is the option in the app that somebody's fooling around with it. They could open your garage door via the Tesla app. So I would ask around.
Yeah. Steve says, I got my VIN the same day I was told my car would arrive in 7 days. Yeah, so I mean, there seems to be a lot of fluctuation in that, especially end of quarter.
Yeah, like with us, for example.
Things can progress very, very quickly. I mean, we could get a call tomorrow saying it's
exactly here. That's what happened with our Model Y that we took delivery of in March. They basically called it noon and said, "Can you be here at 2?" And we're like, "Sure."
Yeah, exactly. We literally had 2-hour notice on that one. So yeah, always be ready, but you can bet they're gonna try for end of quarter. Diego says, "Hey guys, got my Model Y a couple days ago. Congratulations. Love it. Have you seen the Canadian company that will do the power boost for half the price? One will even allow Tesla updates." I haven't. I would not. Okay, personal opinion here. I would not do anything like that until I'm out of warranty.
Yeah, because I know I've heard like what is
Personal
it,
opinion.
electrified garage, I believe.
Yes.
I think they still offer that option as well. But Tesla, that's their property. Their software is their property, and someone to hack into it like that is not. I don't know the words, but I'm sure it's not approved of.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost like rooting the car in a sense, but you're not. I wouldn't do it because...
But they could come out with an update a week or a day later
that nukes it.
That turns that off, and then you're out whatever $2,000 or $1,000, whatever you paid for it. And unless you have a guarantee from whoever made that change for you, you might be out all that money. Yeah. And so if you were out of warranty, then maybe I would be more willing to do that. But really, I would probably wait until warranty coverage was over.
Yeah, our opinion. There you go. Let's see. Jason asked, how much does the carbon fiber spoiler sell if I took it off of my Y?
Probably not as much, especially if you take it off, because since it does have that double-sided tape,
have to redo all
somebody
that.
else is going to have to get their own double-sided tape, and it's a lot more hassle to put it on than if it already was a brand new one that had never been installed before. Yeah. And then you're going to have to clean off all the gunk.
I just don't even know what the new ones sell for, but I mean, Model S ones, brand new, were like $1,500, and those sell for what? Couple hundred?
All different prices. It depends. I mean, some people are paying $750, $500, $300. All different prices on a used one, because some people were taking them off and selling them. And I did have one on my first car, the silver S90D, which I got for like $300 something. It had like a slight nick on it, but for $300 something, it was a much better deal than paying $1,500.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is Tesla installed it for me. So
there you go. On said, did you see the kilowatt video with the all-wheel drive versus performance? I have not. I will have to check that out. Let's see. Joe said, ordered on reveal night and finally about to get my Model Y. Getting long-range all-wheel drive black Model Y. I actually have not seen a black exterior.
No,
myself.
I haven't seen any.
With induction wheels on Thursday in Ohio. Nice. Congratulations. That's awesome. If you tweet pictures or anything, tag me. I'd love to see... like a black, I haven't seen one. Yeah,
it's cool to hear that people who ordered on the unveiling night are finally getting deliveries, because before it seems like it was only more recent orders. So glad to see that. And by the way, I saw my first Model Y in the wild yesterday. It was a white one.
Yep.
So.
A black interior though. Otherwise, we would have flipped a U-turn and I would have offered them a Model S in trade.
Yeah.
I don't think he got that.
You can give away Scott's car. That's no problem.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. Paul asked, can you purchase full self-driving after delivery? You bet. You can do it actually even through the app. Super easy. But you do have price fluctuations on that, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, it basically is about $1,000 more, or at least that's what they were charging in the past. But also Tesla, or Elon did mention a while back that they're going to start considering a subscription model for full self-driving, so you might be able to do that without paying the full $7,000 up front.
Yep.
Or 8,000 or whatever it is.
Mike asked about the Tesla decal on each side of the car, looking to do the same. So I just had my wrap print guy cut them out for me. So I don't really have a ton of information on them. Let's see. A little of this and that. Asked, can I use a referral code after placing an order? I've heard a lot of varying things on that. It might be worth trying to reach out to your owner advisor or someone at like your local sales. But I've heard some say yes and some say no.
It might be possible. In the past, it was a
always
little easier.
No.
But then it was easier. Then it came to be like, no, absolutely not. You have to use the link. But I did hear when they first turned it on over the past week for the Model Y, a couple people I heard were able to get it added.
Yeah.
Again, if you can't, it's not a huge thing. Maybe $100 but worth of electricity. But it's nice to get. But I wouldn't be too upset if you can't get it added.
Yeah. Let's see. On said Cybertruck is cool, but wouldn't fit in my garage. But hey, since it's that like steel, you can just leave it out here in Colorado because if it hails, no damage.
Yeah.
I actually know a lot of people that are buying it that do not have a garage space big enough for it, and they're just gonna keep it outside.
Yeah.
Kind of sad, but at the same point, it's protected, really.
Yeah, I think we're lucky. I think that will fit in.
Yeah, it should fit.
I think it should fit in any of ours, but the first garage one should be the best.
Yeah. He also asked, are we going to wrap the Cybertruck or keep it bare metal? Gone back and forth, still deciding. I guess we have another year. But I do like the bare metal look. So, I don't know.
Maybe we'll have some decoration or something on there.
Yeah, some logo stuff. Yeah, I'll stop there. Plaid says, David, is the Model X third row seats comfortable since you sit in them every week?
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, there's definitely more leg room here than, well, actually it depends. If you have a 7-seater, there's not as much
Stretch
leg room.
them legs out.
But,
there you go.
But there's definitely more leg room here if you have a 7-seater. 6-seater, you could put them over to the side. But yeah, they're fine, especially for, a couple hours. I don't sit them I haven't been in them on a long road trip, and I'm not huge, maybe like 5'8", but they're fine for me.
The funny thing is you've sat in those chairs longer than we sat in the chairs of
in
our
the actual
Model X
that we actually owned. Yes, because I'm on this every week.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah. 2 thumbs up? 1 thumb up?
I guess 2 thumbs up, yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see, a little bit of this and that. It says, are there mud guards for Model Y? Not that I've seen yet. Some people have said they're developing them, but I haven't seen any yet. Christian says, Ford dumped Rivian. Did they?
I don't know. I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that. But maybe that's why their pickup truck's going to be delayed.
Maybe if they were going to be using Rivian components or drivetrains or something.
Let's see. John said, one thing about Tesla's tech support. I have an appointment on Tuesday morning at 8:30. Took a vacation day to make an appointment. And they text me at 5:30 Monday night. Tell me the parts are not in.
Yeah, that's
yikes.
Unfortunate because we kind of experienced that too when we first scheduled the MCU update.
Yep.
The app let us schedule it, and we said, "Hey, let's take this day for the MCU upgrade." And they had to contact us, say they didn't have the parts in stock, and they did reschedule it. They ordered the parts, and it worked fine.
But they gave us more than like 12 hours notice.
Yeah, exactly. We had more notice than that. That's unfortunate.
So, yeah, that is. I'm sorry to hear that. That's not always fun. Golden Gambler says, why do some people think Elon's a hoax? Don't get it. Haters gonna hate. Pretty much. Some people just love to hate everything that is good. And that's what
he's been really successful too. He started so many.
Some people hate successful people. Some people hate things that do good for the world. Some people just hate because they have nothing better to do.
We get a lot of hate ourselves, and we're not we're not millionaires. We're not billionaires. But people think we're rich, and we're not. We're good money managers. We'll say that.
Just don't look at the 12 Teslas we bought.
11. So
11. Sorry.
Soon to be 12. 12 in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Pete says he got the 6-seat interior for the Model X. Love how spacious and unique the second row is. Also pleased that the car includes a wireless phone charger. Yeah. So Model S and X now have the wireless phone charger. It's only a single though, which is kind of a bummer. But it's in that first flip-up door. We're still trying to see if we can actually retrofit that into someone's Model S. That guy.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Let's see. WOFS Media, can you still get things like high power walls from referrals, or were those cut a while back?
No,
so the only thing really is the 1,000 supercharging miles, as well as an entry to win a Model Y or Roadster.
Yeah. No more physical
prizes like that are no longer.
If you want to buy one of those, those are available on eBay or online on the forums and stuff. You can find those Elon referral ones for sale, and But yeah, unfortunately, Tesla's not giving away any physical prizes anymore.
Yeah. Aaron was wondering, what does it show on your Model S on the media screen on the radio tab?
You might have that picture.
Is it grayed out, or does it just not play anything?
Basically, there is no radio tab anymore.
Oh,
because there's no radio. Basically, when I did the MCU2 upgrade, they disconnected the built-in tuner, which was an analog tuner. And newer cars that have MCU2 have a digital tuner. But in order to reduce costs and time required to do that upgrade, Tesla didn't offer to upgrade the tuner when they do that MCU2 upgrade. That's something we are going to reach out and see if Elon, tweet him and see if that's something they could add, because the tuner.
We'll see if we can at least buy the parts.
Yeah, because it's only going to be a couple $100 for the parts, and if they do that, they should be able to just remove it. It's not the easiest thing to access, but it should take less than an hour. So I think that for $300, $400, it's not the cheapest radio, but if you want to get radio, it seems like something they should offer. Some people have gone and bought that digital tuner themselves, installed it, and did the patch cables. But Tesla won't turn on that radio functionality. Unfortunately, it's not plug and play. If you plug it in, it doesn't sense it like a USB device, and so it won't turn on that radio functionality.
They need to change that for sure.
Right now, you either need to have somebody who has root access, turn on that bit. It's just some little feature they have to turn on, and it would be nice if Tesla would do that.
Yeah.
Or offer that as an upgrade as part of the MCU update.
Yeah. Let's see. Rob said, do you ever see Boring Company not a flamethrowers for sale? If so, where and how much? I mean, I see them on eBay. Some like occasionally like a friend will like send me a link and it's like asking like $4,000 or something crazy. So I mean, if you're still looking for one, I think you can still get them on eBay. I don't know. They might have taken them down because I know it caused a lot of or big ruckus. Let's see. Chris saying, "Hey guys, love your content. Thank you very much. Placing an order this week for Y, but my concern is panel gaps and paint. How was yours?" We didn't have any issues.
I don't think for the Y there was. I don't think there were any panel
like,
gap issues.
especially because so much of it is based on Model 3. They did a really good job with everything.
And the paint. So we've got our Model Y back in March. It was, I think, a March production too,
Yep.
like built in early March and delivered in late March. But we had a few minor things. I think it was like 8 or so things, but they were very minor, like missing a plastic cover on one of the nuts, and very minor things. And no problem with the paint. I didn't see any like nibs or whatever like we saw on cars delivered back in 2018.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. Pete did say he got a referral code applied after your order, so
It is possible. Hopefully,
it is possible. Just I guess got to get the right person on the phone.
Yeah. And Michael Silverstein was asking who did our wraps, and that was Colorado Detail.
Yep. Diego said, but a lot of people have like been copying the T, which I kind of get. So I'm gonna have to change it because I don't like having. Yeah, I get pictures all the time. I guess there's someone in Europe with it.
Yeah, the ones I've seen though, they're a little smaller than ours. They're not quite
Which it's
the
not
same.
terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, you're free to do whatever you want, but I don't know. I try to do something different. Let's see. Diego said got the matte screen protector from Abstract Ocean, and wow, what a difference it makes. Loves it. Does the plastic carbon fiber covers you got for the center console hold up well with the 3M tape? You bet. Still in the car, still loving it. No issues with it at all, and we've had some very hot days. Let's see. Miguel says, I ordered the $2,500 MCU upgrade and they're installing it in 1 week in full self-driving hardware 3.
Woohoo, congratulations.
Awesome.
I think you'll really love it because, again, it makes your car feel like it's brand new again. And I just really like it's so fast and just all the new features like Tesla Theater is something you wouldn't think you're going to spend a lot of time, watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever. But, again, we were just sitting in a parking lot for 10 minutes today and needed, eating lunch and just pulled up YouTube, watched an 11-minute video, and hey, perfect time.
Yep. Paul says, word of warning, if you purchase full self-driving after delivery, you might pay more in taxes. In some states, car sales tax is lower than normal sales tax. Good to know. Here in Colorado, it's basically the same.
Yeah. The nice thing, too, though, if you do buy it afterwards, you can put it more on your credit card and maybe get some more points that way. And the good thing about buying it with the car is that you could finance it, roll it into the loan. So you got to balance out and determine what's best for you.
Exactly.
Also, though, one thing that makes it cheaper in Colorado is if you add it later, that makes the purchase price of the car cheaper, and they actually base the registration fees on the price of the car. So if you add it later, then it saves you on the registration fees for the first 5 years of owning that car in Colorado.
Yeah. C. Burns said here in Castle Rock, soon to receive a Model Y Performance white and white.
Ooh, white and white.
You
Woohoo.
used locally for PPF or wrap. Colorado Detail, like you mentioned.
Yeah, and they're right up the road from him from
you
Castle
just
Rock.
need to call them because they can book up like a month in advance sometimes. So sooner you know, the better. Amy says to tint or not tint the Model X headlights. It is legal here in Rhode Island. I tinted them on my Model 3 because I loved how it looked. And we even tested it, and I don't think it really made a difference on how far it really projected. Same thing with the taillights. I think it looks good. But that's just my opinion. Worst case, you can try it, and if you don't like it, peel it right off. That's a great thing. Just make sure it's like real tint, not paint tint, because that will not come off. Let's see. What's the difference between the performance brakes and the lowered suspension on the Model Y compared to the non-performance Model Y? Lowered suspension, I think, is only like half an inch or so. And I think the performance brakes, the main difference, it might be like a brake pad thing. I'm not 100% sure on that, but you do get the red brake caliper instead of the, gray is it?
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, I love the red brake caliper, so that's kind of my thing. Let's see. Trying to get through some stuff.
I see Doug was talking about the radio, and so we didn't mention that when we were talking about the radio upgrade. So what they'll do is if you do have some favorites from the radio that you were, they will actually automatically transfer those over, and they will be available as tune-in streaming radio. If they're available. One of the radio stations I used to listen to is not on TuneIn anymore. It would be nice if Tesla would add like radio.com or some of these other streaming apps, and then I wouldn't have any problem at all.
If they would just add radio.com, that would solve.
Yeah, but the cool thing is you can
issues.
stream about anything you want. Today we were listening to like podcasts and stuff like that, so there's other stuff to listen to.
Yup. Let's see. Thank you all for the birthday wishes, by the way. I'm kind of skipping over those, but thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Let's see.
See, when we were talking about problems with Model Y, we did have a problem. The first batch of Model Ys that came out did have like a problem with that
All
rear,
of them did.
the rear seat.
Yes.
Like the back didn't snap into the seat. So I had totally forgotten about that. But
But
Tesla
that wasn't a paint or
body
panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically Tesla took care of all that. Everything on our list they took care of in one service visit. So.
Yeah.
And newer cars I don't think have that problem.
Yeah. Says Colorado has incredible sales tax trade-in deal where you only pay tax on the difference between your new car and old car. That is part of how you've been able to own so many Teslas. Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps.
Well, it helps.
Some I've traded, some I've sold privately though.
Yeah.
So my first S I sold privately. The X we sold privately.
You sold a 3 privately.
Sold a 3 privately.
We sold multiple cars
So
privately. I sold my first S privately.
Yeah.
So
and so we've been going back and forth with this because we are getting the new Y. I am getting rid of the Midnight Silver Y. And some people have asked if they can buy it. My biggest thing, though, is I can't take less than what Tesla's offering for trade-in, which is actually pretty good, plus the sales tax, plus the license plate difference, too, because I'll get credit for the license plate that I already paid for. So, I mean, if people... We'll probably actually just post the Model Y for sale at that price. I'm not looking at making anything. I just need to make sure if I trade it in, I can get the same price. So it's like a couple grand less than new. Does have some good mods. So, I mean, if anyone's interested, shoot us an email. It's all linked down below. But I would be interested in like selling it for at least that. I just can't sell it for less because then I'd lose money.
Yeah. Another thing. So there is that sales tax difference that was mentioned. But yeah, that doesn't cover everything. But the nice thing is, when we first started buying Teslas, there was that $7,500 federal tax credit, and Colorado had a $6,000 tax credit. So that was like $13,500. And so, you know, we got that on multiple cars. I don't remember, I mean, I could look it up, but it was, I'm sure with all the savings we bought on all the Teslas, it was enough to buy an entire Tesla with all the savings we had over the years.
Yeah. Chris says, can we go back up to $1,023 a share, please? I say let's go
hopefully,
higher.
Chris. Yeah, hopefully.
Let's surpass that again. Hopefully the market will pick back up this week. Let's see. Rob says, have you seen if any post-shutdown Model Ys have the cover on the heat pump? I believe only the post-shutdown Model Ys have had the cover, and only a few have from what we've seen.
Yeah, definitely
the
something to check.
pre-shutdown, none have.
I haven't seen that yet. So I don't know if they're going to have a service bulletin or if you bring that up as an issue. We're not noticing it as much anymore since it's not cold out, but and it wasn't that bad. It was a little, vibration noise, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. A little of this and that. Is tint must on the glass roof or nice? If you're doing a ceramic tint, it's nice to have. If you're doing just a regular tint, I wouldn't bother. Yeah. I need to go run and grab something real quick. Do you want to start at 5:55 for comments?
Okay, yeah.
Chris has one. Did the math and sold it. If he sold his Model 3, if you want to start with that one, I'll be right back.
Yeah, Chris, I know what you're talking about because I had bought some of my Tesla stock way back like 5-6 years ago, and it was like I tried getting it when it was like $40 a share. I transferred money into my account. Unfortunately, the price went up so fast to like $90 that I only was able to get half as many shares. But I held those shares all the way up until recently, and now I'm wishing I would have held them just another month or so longer because I would now have twice as much money as what I actually sold it for. But yeah, I still made money on it, but it would be nice if to see that $1,000 price again. So we do have a few other shares, but nothing like the amount I had previously. So I see Nathan's asking, do you think Model Y as a robo-taxi would cost a premium rate since it's bigger and nicer inside? Would you pay more to get a Y versus a 3? That's a good question. I don't really know that. It is definitely bigger, definitely more roomy, and there's definitely more room for cargo. It's easier to put stuff in there because of the hatch. But I don't know. I suppose they might try to do something kind of like Uber does, where they have Uber X, which is like a regular car, and then they have Uber XL, which is something bigger. But I think that has to have like seating for like, was it 5 extra people or something? I don't know the deal. It's been a while since I've taken an Uber. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if people would be willing to pay that much more but good question. We'll find out. But I think it's still going to be a while because we haven't really heard any news on Tesla's robo-taxi fleet plans any time recently. Let's see here. Yeah, I saw Diego Falcon. He said he saw the article on Tesla Roddy about a Roadster doing 0 to 60 in 1.1 seconds. Yeah, that would be amazing. I don't know about that yet. It'd be interesting to see what Tesla finally says, because I know they said it would be like less than like 1.9 seconds, but to go down to 1.1, that would be scary. But if possible, boy, it would be amazing. And Rhonda, I did have the seatbelt on earlier. Typically have it on when we're doing the news at the beginning. I can put it on for a second here, but somebody was asking about the comfort, and it's like, it's more comfortable without the seatbelt, but sometimes the microphone gets rubbed against by the seatbelt, so that's why I end up taking it off. But yeah, I don't know where Eric disappeared to. Hopefully he'll be back. Let's see. Okay, so I see Lemon Pie is asking, welcome from the UK. He's asking, on the Y, what is your favorite recommended mod? Well, again, Eric's probably going to say the matte screen protector.
Yeah. I mean, that and floor mats are like huge.
And definitely for the weather of the floor mats. But that screen protector is, we have the screen protector for my car, but haven't installed it yet. We should do that. Like,
I've been slacking. I told you to remind me later.
Yeah, but we were having lunch today, and Eric was going to take a picture.
He's going to do an Instagram.
And it's like,
it looked awful.
These fingerprints all over the place, and that's something that you don't have that all on the Y because you have that matte screen protector. It just really keeps it clean.
Yeah, so definitely need to finish that. Okay, so what time are we at?
That's 5:57.
Perfect.
So Joshua Jensen, I think.
Let's see. Currently have a Porsche Macan Turbo. Tempted by a Model X Performance. Any tips to get the best deal on a used Raven Model X Performance with unlimited supercharging intact? Well, I honestly haven't looked on Tesla's site in a while.
That's hard because they had like all of them had. Not all of them, but a lot of them had the unlimited supercharging up until recently when they lowered the price.
Inventory.
And so I don't know if they still have them with supercharging.
So here on Tesla's site,
Model X Performance.
And then, of course, gotta love the Performance. Great choice. Let's see. So these are gonna show me stuff in Colorado. Just change your zip code. But let's see. Like something with like low miles. That's a 2017.
But do any of them have free supercharging listed? Because I know, because he wants a Raven one, and it's like before, all of them before like 2017 have free supercharging, but then Tesla started.
So you need a 2019 or a 2020.
Yeah.
This one is 106,000. I don't see anything about that.
I think when that's the thing is for a lot of them.
I don't know if you can find a Raven.
When they did the when they did the price drop last week, they dropped it like 5,000. They took away the free supercharging.
Yeah.
For most of them. So it's like they might bring it back eventually, maybe the end of next quarter. But I don't know. I think it'd be hard to find one because another thing too is you've tried buying it from a private seller, it no longer transfers. It's something that was nice before 2017. If you bought it from a private seller, it would transfer for the life of the car. And like I had a 2016 S98, sold it to a guy up in Minnesota, and that free supercharging with him. You sold a car to a guy in Las Vegas. It transferred, but they do not have transferable supercharging, so you need to get it with that on there. So they'll probably put it back on there eventually, but I don't know when.
I don't think any Ravens are going to come with that, which is kind of a bummer, actually.
Yeah, that's when they dropped the price.
I thought the used ones might still, though.
But again, they dropped the price,
That's true.
and so I think they're taking away, trying to keep costs, lower the prices to get people out there to buy it.
For sure. Brandon says New Jersey has 0 EV car sales tax and covers up to $500 for a home charger.
Yeah, that's nice.
Ooh, that could have saved me a ton of money.
I wish we had that here. I mean, we do have the tax credits, but that would be nice to not have to pay taxes.
Though,
yeah,
brutal. Yeah. Let's see. David says, I have a 2019 Model 3. I'm hearing a rattle that appears to come from the seatbelt adjustment side pillar. Has anyone else had this problem? If so, how did they fix it? I've not heard of that. A great place, though, maybe try TMC, the Tesla Motor Club forum, and see if you can see anything maybe in the Model 3 part there.
Yeah, and if you're still in 2019, unless you put on a ton of miles, you should be still under warranty. The thing is, I don't think they want to deal with noise issues, right? There's something in the warranty coverage about they don't cover it. So hopefully you can find somebody else who's had the problem and can tell you what might be causing it.
Yo. Let's see. Rich says an install appointment scheduled for 5/21, but no one showed up. Customer service has been terrible, and I've now delayed my why as I'm reconsidering due to customer service on the solar system. I haven't heard of no one showing up kind of thing before.
That's weird because normally we like exact date, and they're going to tell you how many days they're going to be out there. And we took off work when we had both solar systems installed, but they were here first thing in the morning, even before they said they were going to be here. So that's odd that they didn't show up and didn't. Hopefully they had the right address, right contact information.
Yeah, it's weird they haven't said anything. That's odd. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Rob says, does using your phone as a key and a Tesla key fob conflict with each other? Create any problems? I haven't seen that, and I've used it like that on the Model 3 for a little while. Try to see what I thought about the key fob, and I didn't notice anything.
Shouldn't be, but we've been fortunate that the phone as key has worked like 100%.
Oh yeah, it's been solid for us.
So we do have the fob. We got it just to do a video. Yeah, it's fine. It kind of works similarly to how, because you have the second version of the Model 3 key fob. The first one wasn't passive. You had to push the buttons. But with the passive one, you just leave it in your pocket and you walk up to the car. So it works really similar to how the S and X work.
Yeah. Andrew still in says, hey, what would you consider a good price for a used inventory Model 3 SR Plus with and without FSD? So our SR Plus, when I traded it in without FSD, what was that? Was it like $7K less than what I paid for?
I don't know. That was a while, but that was like September, so I don't remember.
I think it was like $7K less, and I'm pretty sure they sold it for very close to new price. It had like 2,000 miles on it. But mileage is a big thing to consider. Condition is a massive thing to consider. If you want the I don't know if you're trying to buy right now or sell. If you're trying to buy one, there's pros from going through Tesla and there's pros going through private. If you're trying to sell one, you're always going to get more on private. Just depends if you're getting a new car, like trade-ins and all that. So yeah, I don't know. I honestly haven't seen a lot of SR Pluses for sale. Let's see. Barno said favorite mods, anything from Abstract Ocean. Correct.
Yeah.
Brandon says the only ones I saw on the website hardly lost any value from purchase, like 34K. So yeah, I'm sure when I traded my SR Plus into Tesla, they marked it probably like 1 or 2K under what they sell a brand new one for.
Yeah. I know that when you traded in the what was it, the long range 3, when we got the Y, it was like you almost made money. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like they gave a really good trade-in price, and with the tax credits and tax savings, it was like you made money. So it was a good deal on that one.
Yeah.
As the seller or the trade-in.
I don't know. Here, we'll browse real quick. Model 3 existing inventory. Model 3 used. SR Plus rear-wheel drive, 35K with 8,000 miles and 42K with 11,000. Wait a minute. This one has full self-driving. This one doesn't. I was like, what's up with that? So like 35K without. So I think this is. I mean, that 12,000 miles is like. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it.
It's still pretty close to like. Yeah, and so unfortunately though, you can't. There is no more federal tax credit on those. That would have been nice to get on those. Somebody got it.
Somebody did. Let's see. John says, when can I get an ice cream cone?
I had an ice cream cone earlier.
You did. We went and had lunch with my parents yesterday, and they got me some killer ice cream, my favorite. And they recommended some ice cream cones to us from like Sam's Club, and Scott went out today and bought them, and David has already consumed one. How was it? Scale of 1 to 10.
It was good.
Eat again?
I would eat it again. I'm always going to eat it.
It's like a Kit Kat ice cream cone or something like that?
I still like those Magnum ice cream bars better.
Oh, the best.
But yeah, we had a busy day yesterday. Basically, we got up early. We drove up into the mountains and stopped in Silverthorne, went to Kremling, found the Supercharger there, got some pictures of it, came all the way back down. Actually went through Tabernash, Winter Park, and all stuff. Really nice scenery. Came back down, went to the Centennial Supercharger. Then we celebrated Eric's birthday, and then had to run to the vet. And then, it was a busy day.
It was a very busy day.
Yeah, busy break.
Let's see. John says, what kind of cake did you have? It was a white cake with a buttercream frosting that my parents got. Also very delicious. Let's see. Manuel says, if I get a Tesla, I'd get a Model X because the Model X is a nice car and is a good car, and I will get used to it for my first car, my next car.
It's good. They're not as cheap as the other ones. Right now, the 3 would probably be the cheapest, but a few years, prices will continue to come down. Just like now, you can get a used S for like $30,000, if it's a few years old.
Yeah.
Or 7 years old, whatever.
Let's see. Paul says, I'm thinking about doing a cross-country road trip, California to New Jersey. If I get my Model Y rear-wheel drive long range, by December, do you know how much I should budget for supercharging, tolls, etc.?
The cool thing, you can go
check out a
better route planner. Exactly. If you go to a better route planner,
not a sponsor, but still a great website. Definitely check it out.
So if your car doesn't have free supercharging, which I guess that's why you're asking.
Let me open an incognito tab.
You can go to a better route planner, and you can put in your route, and it will estimate. It'll tell you exactly how much you can plan on. Depending on the wind and the rain and the snow, or depending on the time of the year, you might use more or less than what it estimates you'll use. But it can tell you to stop here and charge for 30 minutes, and it will, cost you $15.
I don't know if it includes tolls though.
Probably not tolls, but I mean, you could find that on some other site.
So here on their site, we'll just do some.
Yeah. The first time you go to it, if you have incognito, then it's going to pull up in Europe. But eventually, it will allow you, if you allow it to use your location, or if you start planning.
I just need to do that and make sure it doesn't have my position.
When you first do it, it pulls up where the developer is located there. I think in Malmo.
Where do you say California? Let's just go with Los Angeles.
Yeah, to New Jersey. Yeah.
I don't know. He just said California, so we're just gonna do that. New Jersey. Come on, pop up. Really? Come on. There we go. Jersey City. Let's see here. Okay, here we go.
Did you choose Model 3?
No, I need to go
go choose his car. So he said, Model Y. No,
Model Y rear-wheel drive long range.
I don't know if they had that on there yet.
It's still alpha.
Yeah, okay. So since they don't have any actual cars like that in production yet, they're just estimating how much the consumption will be.
You can link your My Tesla account. I'm not going to for the sake of I don't want people to know where I am. And then you just click this guy.
And this might take a while because that's a long trip. But if you're doing a shorter trip, like we did yesterday, I ran it through Better Route Planner, and I confirmed that I don't charge the car to 90%. We had enough to drive all the way up to Kremling and then all the way over to Centennial, and we drove several hundred miles yesterday, and basically arrived with exactly what it said, like 20-something% at the Supercharger.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate, and you can model it. Yeah.
Because when you first log in, like if you're in incognito like I am, just because I don't want all my information out there, it defaults to Europe where the guys are actually located, and so it takes a few first time.
This is a pretty long trip though too, because you're going to drive country that's like 3,000 something miles. It's got to check. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
So there's your fastest route, and it even gave you an alternate route.
So it says here
I would probably
that it would go about 50 hours 48 minutes, 43 hours of driving, 7 hours 45 minutes or 42 minutes of charging. Yeah. And so...
click on table. There's a little option for table, I think, on the bottom.
Oh, hold on. Let me do the cookie thing. There
you go. So click on table, and I think there it should have the costs.
So the cost is all right here, going all the way down. Oh, it doesn't total
it. Doesn't total them up. But basically, you can see the cost right there of what it says each one of those would
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90... I don't know, maybe like 120-ish?
Yeah, so...
maybe 120.
But that's still probably like half
that's
or a
each way,
third
so
of what it would cost in a gas car.
Completely agree.
You know, so it's a good deal. And again, you can choose alternate routes. So, you know, if you wanted the more scenic route through Colorado, then you can see how much that would cost you. But this is probably the fastest route.
And actually, so here too, it has everything listed in like kilometers and stuff.
You can switch all the units.
So you can change all that. It's just since I'm an incognito, because I don't want like people to know where I live. I did not change it. Anywho, definitely check it out. It's really helpful when determining price and everything. But I don't know, like looking at the route here, I don't know of any tolls off the top of my head.
Oh, I'm sure there's some. Especially
some,
when you get further east, a lot of toll roads out east. But the nice thing is, like,
looking at this, it says you're only charging for, like, I mean, here's a 39-minute charge, but most of these charges are actually very short, which is the best way to do it anyway. So, I mean...
Splash and dash is what we say.
There you go. So, it would be a very quick trip, which is actually kind of nice.
But, but if you chose, I don't know. I know when you get further to the east, there's toll roads, and you can find some other road.
There's also some in like Kansas, but this one's not going through.
But if you go
Kansas.
through like Utah and Colorado and Nebraska, all that stuff, there's not any toll roads out there.
Yeah, but if you end up doing that, definitely tweet me if you come through Colorado. Let's see. Josh said, bummer on the no free supercharging on Raven X's. Agreed. Thanks for looking, though. Have a Cybertruck triple motor on order. That with free supercharging would be awesome. Oh, that would be really awesome, but I highly doubt.
The one thing that you could get is if you can't... One thing you could do is you could buy a Raven, and then you get a referral code. Then you can try to get other people to buy Teslas, and if they use your referral code, you'll get 1,000 miles that way. So
that's true.
You might not get unlimited supercharging, but there's still ways that you can earn supercharging.
Yep. Let's see. Reddy says, are you noticing a rattle from the 40 split seat in Model Y? In California, because of pandemic, service person can't test drive with me in the Model Y, and the issue is not fixed yet. So I think you actually mentioned this last week, and we drove around, and I
haven't heard anything in ours,
So I'm not entirely sure. It's a bummer they can't like test drive it with you in it. I know they test drove the Model S to see about the shutter issue.
Yep.
We were not in it, but they were able to reproduce it, so they fixed it. But hopefully they can get that fixed for us sooner than later. Let's see. On the Model Y, is the driver's head ref supposed to be adjustable up and down?
No, I don't think it's not adjustable. Just like with the 3, those don't adjust.
Yeah.
And even on the S and X now, they don't adjust anymore. So it seems
really?
Don't.
That's a bummer. Oh yeah, that's right.
They changed the seats, a month or two back, so that they don't adjust anymore. I do like that on mine, but
that is a bummer. Let's see. Oh, Josh said try the Dove raspberry and chocolate ice cream bars. The best, better than Magnums.
Better than Magnums. I don't know about that.
I mean,
I like Magnums.
I love raspberry. Somebody doesn't though.
No, I'm not a big raspberry fan, but I'll try it. But I definitely love my Magnums.
Yeah, the Magnums are delicious. Let's see. Kind of scrolling through here. William says hopefully Tesla will launch superchargers up here in Alaska. That would be dope. Yeah,
I think there's some, you're going to have a couple. I mean, you don't have as many roads up there, but where you do have roads and, cars.
You could use them.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to drive everywhere because of the islands and stuff like that. But yeah, they're going to put a few up there eventually.
Yeah.
And they have them planned for Hawaii as well.
Oh, yeah. Ken says that you can always push the accelerator and it will speed up on autopilot. Yes and no. It'll speed up until you let go of the accelerator, then it'll slow back down.
Yeah, so
and also, if you push the accelerator while you're on autopilot and exceed 90 miles an hour, you get kicked out of autopilot until you stop.
Yeah, basically, we were doing a live stream, what was that, 2 years ago on our way?
Yeah, we were going up to Custer.
The Sound of Silence event up in South Dakota. Custer, South Dakota. We were driving up there and we were doing a live stream and people were like, oh, do autopilot. And they told us to go to 90 and we did. And then it turned off autopilot and we're like, oh, we didn't know that was going to happen. But
yeah, it was
somebody
hilarious.
did. And,
well, I knew it was going to happen.
We forgot about it.
But I just I just spaced out, and everyone was like, "Oh, go faster!" So we went a little faster, and then got kicked out. It was hilarious. Everyone in live chat loved it. Yeah,
so we had to pull over at the next exit and basically just stop, put it back in drive, and then it worked fine after that.
It was hilarious, though. Let's see. Someone said, getting a new Model S this Friday. What accessories can you recommend me getting? Congrats on the Model S. It's an excellent car. Somebody absolutely loves the Model S back there. Since you're more the Model S guy, what do you recommend?
Again, the screen protector, especially after noticing that today, my old car, excuse me, my current car, before we got the MCU updated, we had that screen protector on there, and it kept those fingerprints off there. But when they upgraded the MCU, they removed the screen as well and put in a new screen, and I lost my matte screen protector. So I would just definitely get that. I also had a screen protector for the instrument cluster, but I don't think anybody makes those anymore. So that's unfortunate, but definitely get the one for the main MCU screen.
The instrument cluster matte would actually be kind of nice, especially for filming purposes.
The thing is
us filming there is a nightmare.
There's probably not as huge market though for those as they have for the, because the Y and the 3 have that big screen. It's the same, so they can sell a lot more of those.
Yeah.
Not selling as many, S's and X's now. So for the instrument cluster, I could see that being a really limited market.
Yeah, I mean, other things for S that we've done are like floor mats.
Definitely floor mats. Yeah.
What we did, like the light replacement, because the lights in Model S are pretty weak.
The light bulbs, because
especially in the trunk. Oh, she licked my feet.
We
Sorry,
definitely need the light bulbs, and Abstract Ocean has those, and they are like so much brighter than the stock OEM bulbs, and you can just plug them in. And the cool thing is some cars that didn't have that premium performance package back in the day, they still had the wiring for it. So even if your car didn't have the bulbs, you could just pull out the wires, plug in the bulbs. Other thing, I really love the puddle lamps that they have.
Yeah, the puddle lights, definitely.
So I've got the Tesla logo on mine, so when I open the doors at night, I can see the Tesla logo shining on the ground. But they have a couple different styles, I believe, for that too.
They do. Here, I'm actually pulling it up.
Oh, and we have the key fob holders as well, because, there's...
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to find the puddle lights right here. So they have all kinds of cool, like, puddle lights.
Those are cool. Oh, wow, they have SpaceX ones now?
Oh, yeah. They've had those. So for the Model S, we went with a Tesla logo, like this. But they do have, like, the letter S and all that jazz. They got the 3 for Model 3. All kinds of cool stuff here. And they have the SpaceX. That's actually pretty dope. Wow, my screen is looking all messed up again. Sorry, I did not see that.
For some reason.
I don't know why it's doing that. Anywho, we have quite a few things on the S. Definitely the lights, though, in the trunk space are like a must have. Because that's so weak back there. Let's see. Someone said the Haagen-Dazs. I don't think I've had that.
Those are good, too. Those are good.
Have we had that?
Yeah,
maybe.
They're good. They're good. I just like those magnums because it's like a double layer of... You got like a chocolate, and then you got caramel and chocolate again.
So good. Let's see. Jim said at least it lets you go 88 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just
let's see. Abstract Ocean's back. They had to take a quick Peloton break, but they are back now. So.
Yeah, and thanks, William, for the comments on the shirt. I just put that on. I had stuff earlier when we were working out. Where were we working on today? I was working out in the backyard and doing some stuff, but put on a slightly nicer shirt for the live stream.
I don't really like collared shirts. I'm not going to lie. I'm more of a V-neck kind of guy. I don't like to feel constricted.
Yeah. This is more like if I was on a cruise or something. It would be a nice cruise.
I mean, should have been on a cruise, but whatever. It's okay. Here we are. Let's see. William says, where do you get the screen protectors from? I'm taking delivery of Model 3 Performance in a couple weeks. So if you... Down in the description, Abstract Ocean is listed there along with a discount code for 15% off your first purchase. That's where we get all our screen protectors. Actually, like pretty much all our accessories from. Great people. They're here in chat. So if you have any specific questions, they can help answer them too. But yeah, we've been super happy with all their stuff. We were actually customers far before they decided to sponsor the channel too. So yeah. Definitely check them out.
I was going to mention something.
Yeah,
it's off topic, but somebody's commenting on the shirt. I was going to comment on my haircut because we got the Floby out again.
Oh my god, the Floby.
Yes, the Floby.
Okay, you want to talk about Floby? I'm going to get close. Don't make fun of my gray hair.
It's not perfect, but hey.
Don't make fun of my gray hair. Somebody, I can't really see. I'm trying to like see here. Right here.
I didn't blend it in quite right.
Somebody accidentally buzzed me a little bit too much right here.
I thought that was after we stopped using the Floby, but what? But
it's like the floor, the hair's like hung over.
Yeah,
like
it'll grow in.
It's hilarious.
But anyways, I'm rocking my new Floby haircut, so we're saving some.
Done by yours truly.
Yeah. So thanks to Eric on that. The Floby still exists.
It does. If you are not familiar with that, check out our Instagram because. We post shenanigans like that.
Basically, it's just something that it's like
it hooks to your vacuum.
It hooks to your vacuum and it sucks the hair out and then cuts it and
It's ridiculous looking, but it works.
Yeah.
And
if any of you remember Wayne's World, they had the
Suck cut.
The suck cut, yeah, suck cut. It sucks and it cuts, but it
First
works.
time I posted on Instagram, I got a bunch of messages about suck cut.
It works, okay.
Yep. Let's see. A little this and that said, it must be a sign of my Model Y order and pending delivery. Supercharger was just installed 5 minutes away from my house. And all my Abstract Ocean items are ready. Thanks for the code. Awesome. Awesome for the Supercharger. Awesome for the accessories.
Yeah.
I love accessorizing and just doing little things to the car. Kind of make them feel my own.
Yeah, and that's
I
cool.
like that.
It's cool having the Supercharger so close, but we don't really ever supercharge.
We don't. No.
Lately with the Model Y, every once in a while, just to get out of the house. But with my S, I've actually, only once have we charged at that Supercharger, the closest one, and that was like last week when we took it up there. But typically, my most common superchargers that I charge at is like over 230 miles away, and I can drive from the house all the way to Ogallala, Nebraska. You
sounded so happy about that.
It's not the most exciting location, but that's where I've charged the most. And then my second highest one is someplace in the middle of Kansas. So it's like it's nice to have a supercharger nearby, especially if you need it, like if the power goes out or something like that. But
it's even nicer to wake up every morning with a full charge.
Yeah, just charge. But it's just like,
yeah.
But again, we definitely appreciate them on road trips.
Yep. Let's see. On said, do your dogs come come and go that room as they please? Surprised they don't come in more often. Yeah, so like when someone's in here they do, but I keep this kind of locked up because I have a lot of camera gear everywhere, and it's just nice to keep this locked up. But yeah, they're free to come in and out. They're normally out there sleeping on like the couch. That's kind of like their go-to. There's a outside in like the main area out there's a couch, and that's where
so we have like a hard, we have a hard floor here, so they like the couch because they can just sleep out there. It's much softer for napping. So and they can hear us, they know we're in here, and they just come and check on us every once in a while. So.
Yep, and tell us they're hungry or whatever.
Yeah, they're not hungry yet. We started early today, so maybe they're not hungry yet.
I don't know. Do you guys prefer a 5 p.m. start or 6 p.m. start? Drop it in comments, but I don't know. We're thinking about maybe changing it to 5 p.m. instead so we can kind of get done in time for their dinner and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stefan says, trading in my lease 2017 Model S 75D for a long-range 3 on 19-inch wheels or performance stock 20-inch wheels. Concerned about the tire wear and ride firmness. So if you're worried about that, you could always get the performance and get like 19-inch wheels that'll fit on there. That's another option if you want the speed, and you kind of have to rock both sets of tires occasionally though. As far as tire wear and firmness, you're going to get a more comfortable ride with the smaller rim size you go with because the outer dimension of that tire is going to stay the same. You're just going to end up with more sidewall, and that's going to help cushion your ride a little bit more. Now, tire wear, I honestly never noticed a difference in tire wear if you're driving normally. Now, if you're going to the track all the time and everything, you're going to get a lot. But yeah, I would say either way. Now, are the Model 3s staggered for performance or not?
I don't remember.
I don't either. It's been a while since we've
yeah.
even seen a Model 3.
I don't think they were. I know that...
Let me look real quick and just double check. Yeah. If they're not staggered, that's nice because you can rotate a lot easier.
And you had so many sets of wheels on the Model 3.
I know.
You went through like half a dozen different sets of wheels. I can't remember what the stock was.
I mean, I think in like...
I think they were standard because my mom had those as well.
Yeah.
And on her...
I think they
were just the silver. Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, some things to think about. Jason said, would you straight up trade someone Uber turbines for inductions, or would you ask for money on top? So Uber turbines, I think, are valued more than inductions. If you're curious about it, though, call up or try to get a hold of Tesla service and see, because I don't think it's in the shop
Well,
yet.
he's talking about trading someone.
Yeah, but I'm just like comparing prices, apples to apples.
I know, but it also depends on the market. It's the supply and demand.
Yeah.
Somebody might not be interested in those Uber terms. It just
not
depends.
Online yet.
So that's hard to
I would
hard to
say
answer.
if it works out and makes you happy, I wouldn't worry about it.
I have seen some people do trades online, and they just did a straight trade.
Yeah.
So, but other people have been asking for. But yeah, I can't say. You could try asking for money first, and if nobody takes it, then maybe try a straight trade.
Yeah. Stefan also said, saw that Tesla factory tires have foam inside the tire. They do, and you can actually get them with foam, not just from Tesla, but like Tire Rack and other shops. You just want to make sure it says TO. and that is going to be Tesla original, and that's what it'll say on the side of the tire. That means it has the foam inside, and it's more, that foam is more for acoustics.
Yeah.
It's not so
For
much
softness.
for like firmness or softness of ride quality. So just FYI on
So
that.
yeah, so when you take your numbers of your tire
Yeah.
and you go to Tire Rack or something like that, they might have half a dozen different tires all with the same numbers and same brand, and model number, but then you'll see something letter at the end, and one of them might be like he said, for the acoustic foam on there.
Yeah, I'm actually looking it up real quick. Let me just oh, I think their 20-inch is staggered. It says so here. Make sure nothing's going to show. It does say Model 3 with staggered or Model 3 performance.
See, it's been so long I can't remember.
We'll just throw that in there. Tires.
I know for sure though that my mom, well, she didn't get
She got
performance.
19s.
But she got, yeah, you're right. She had the 19. So yeah.
So this is not.
But you'll see there's all these different. Yeah.
That's the Porsche one. Here it says TO Tesla. That's the Tesla original tire. This is, oh yeah, it even says original right here. But you want that TO if you want the foam.
Yeah.
Which the foam is just for acoustics, but I still think it helps. Call me crazy. But discuss Model 3 tire wear and ride firmness compared to S and Y. So S has air suspension, so it's always going to feel better than 3 and Y, pretty much regardless of what you do. Whereas the 3 versus the Y, I thought the Y was nicer. But, I mean, the 3's not bad, don't get me wrong. Especially if you don't, like, lower it or anything, you'll still have plenty of travel. But, yeah. Let's see. John said, "Yep, they finally got a supercharger up in Fargo."
Yeah, that's cool. Eric tweeted about that, and Elon replied or liked it right away. So Elon saw that we were tweeting about North Dakota.
I'm pretty sure he follows us on a throwaway account.
Yeah, I'm surprised though that they haven't opened the other ones up. Those other ones across North Dakota have to be opening up soon, and Montana. And I see somebody else saying, yeah, they definitely need some between Minnesota and Des Moines. So, they're always expanding. We're happy to see them build out across Colorado, but there's other parts of the country still need to be expanded as well.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Abstract Ocean said a bit more salt than pepper on the side buzz.
Ooh.
It looks like Eric's going to have to up his hair down.
I think it's just because we used a really short guard. You're actually seeing the skin. We'll say that. You can see through the hair.
We'll go with that. I like that answer. Let's see. William said, Eric, there's only 2 weeks between a good and a bad haircut.
Yeah, see, just let it
so
grow
we're
out.
about a week in.
Yeah, so next week it will look perfect.
So next week it'll look a lot better. And maybe next week I'll dye my hair so it's more pepper than salt. Let's see. Steve Tesla 2020 says, do you guys wash your solar panels? If yes, how did you wash them? What did you use? Thanks. I had my Tesla Solar 4 kilowatt system installed 4 weeks ago, waiting on Powerwalls as well. So, not normally. We don't get a ton here, and when it rains, that kind of washes them. We were on the roof recently, what was that, about a month back, when we turned on the evaporative cooler. And I took the hose and washed off some of them, but they were still clean. And we hadn't touched them in like a year. So I don't think we really need to.
Fortunately, we get enough rain or snow.
Exactly.
And you can definitely see sometimes in the winter, they will have a little coating of like dust on them. But as soon as we get a snow, they're like, it just cleans them right off. If you live in some place though where all you get is dust and sandstorms, then you might need to wash them yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't had too much of an issue. Jason, huge thanks for the 99-cent super chat. Really appreciate it. No message, but thank you. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Jason also asked separately, do the texts from Tesla that say 1 to 2 weeks, are they accurate? Generally, I would say yes.
Yeah.
But so being end of quarter, everything's going to be a little bit more rushed. So if something opens up, like say somebody had a car being shipped to your same location, your same build, and they decided, maybe given the current economic stance or whatever, that they decided not to get the car, they could potentially call you as next in line. And I've seen people that have gotten that same message and get called to pick up their car the next day.
Yeah.
So generally, I would say it's more accurate that way, but still be prepared for a potential earlier delivery.
Yeah, and the texts we're seeing this time are different than what we've seen in previous quarters.
Yeah.
Because last week we got one that said 10 days, and now we got one that says 7 days, but it's been a week, so somebody's math is off a little bit. But then we got another one, so we're
Well, we
getting
have 2 orders.
two different orders, so we
yeah.
got multiple texts today. So we don't know if those are for 2 different cars or.
And see, that's the thing is, the text message
Yeah.
doesn't
They're not
say what
specific.
VIN. So it's like if you have multiple orders, I mean, it's probably not a huge issue. But if you have multiple orders, you have no idea what's coming.
So that's a minor complaint I have because we don't know which car they're talking about.
But we've noticed that for when we took the cars in for service recently,
As
or
well,
had
yeah.
them in for service, we got the questionnaires, and the questionnaires didn't specify, so we don't
It
know.
would be nice, Tesla, if you're listening, specify which VIN of car you're asking about for delivery or for the service visit, because when you have multiple cars in for service or multiple cars delivered, it's hard to answer that survey or that text,
Yeah.
reliably if we don't know which vehicle you're referring to.
And Jason also says he's getting the white on white performance with tow. And I've
Nice.
seen a lot of people in chat today getting white on white performance.
Nice. Been waiting for them.
The white with white looks so clean. I love it. Pete says he just picked up his Model X. Said somebody should make a camping solution for Model X 6-seat. Need to fill that gap in the middle to get enough length for sleeping.
I think somebody has.
I think somebody
something.
made something. I actually have a product that I bought off Amazon for the Model Y, which I think would work for that. Shoot me an email and I'll let you know what product that is, because that video is still like probably a week or so away.
But I thought there was something that I saw a long time ago that like inflated like a couple feet high, so it
Yeah,
made
that's the product. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the product I'm playing around
Okay.
with. Mark says the Flowbee is so expensive for what it is. I use a regular electric clippers.
We
How
had
much was
both.
it?
It was like $100 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But it's pretty much paid for
Because I've
itself.
seen now, like since everything happened,
sold
they're
out.
sold out, and people
Yeah.
are selling them for like $500.
But it's pretty much paid off because we've used it multiple times
Yeah.
and with multiple people and stuff like that. But yeah, we do still have a regular set of clippers too. We even have a set of clippers that kind of just sucks the hair in, so it doesn't fall all over the place. But yeah, we use a combination to achieve these results.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's better than it looked before.
I look
so.
like a rhinoceros now. Great. Pierre said, anyone tested unplugged performance lowering springs for the Y? I have not. Haven't done anything like that on this Y. At least not yet. John said, last week I put in an appointment for Fantastic Sam's on Thursday. I can't get a haircut till this Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
There's a week wait time? Holy
Wow.
crap. Yeah, I mean, I go to a barber. I've been going to the same barber since 1997.
Wow, that's longer than a lot of people have been alive.
I know. It's an amazing barber, and I know my main guy's not back yet because he has little kids and everything. But doing this is fine for now. But as soon as they open back up, I'll go in and I'll support them because it's just a mom and pop type barber shop. It's family owned. It's not like some big chain. So the small businesses right now really could use it. And yeah, I've been going to them since 1997, so 98, 97, whatever it is. But yeah, let's see. Model 3 dude said Model Y in Canada now. What about California? Many still waiting. Yeah, so I mean, it seems like it was just like a small batch they might have sent to Canada.
Yeah, and also with California, they're going to wait and deliver those at the end of the month because then they won't have to transport
Exactly. Those
them.
cars can literally be made and come out off the line and delivered the next day.
That's why we see these people saying, I'm going to get mine like next week in like New Jersey and stuff like that because they got to ship it all the way out there. So, California's still coming. They'll have a bunch there in, another week or so.
Yeah. Okay, so Mark brings up a good question. The foam can add rotational inertia, which is bad. That's kind of like considered unsprung weight. But I mean, the foam, like I've pulled foam out of the tires before and played with it. It weighs very, very little. So it could still have an effect though. But he said he hasn't noticed a difference in noise with or without the foam.
Mm-hmm. Did you see, An was asking back 625 about the jack adapters for when you jack your car up.
Oh, I must have missed that.
And we definitely do recommend those. We use those all the time. Because Eric swaps out his tires on the S, the X, the 3, the Y.
I must have missed it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Do you recommend getting the jack adapters? I would assume most reputable locations know how to jack up Teslas. Sorry, I laughed because you would think so. Discount Tire is a local chain out here. I don't know. Sue me if you want.
Or it's American Tire out in California.
or contact me and let's collaborate. I've taken my Teslas there before, and they have no idea how to jack them up. So they've tried using just a hand jack with no jack adapter or anything like that, and that can damage your battery pack. You need to be very, very careful.
If they don't do it correctly.
So I always carry the jack adapters. You can get them at Abstract Ocean because they're awesome. And I always carry those with me in the car all the time. That way, if I'm like stuck, I need roadside assistance, I have one available. If I take my car in to get tire rotation or something, I have that available, because I would like to think a lot of people that have these giant companies will teach their employees how to lift them, but unfortunately they just don't. And that's kind of sad. Hopefully it gets better the more Teslas are out there and more owners educate the staff on how to do it properly, which is like, why am I doing their job? But whatever. But I would definitely recommend getting a set, because that could be a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Someone asked about a parcel cargo cover. I must have missed a lot of these. Sorry, guys. For Model Y, and Abstract Ocean says it's on the list.
Oh, cool. Because, yeah, I know a lot of people were wondering about that when the Y came out, because it doesn't look like there's an easy way to put something in there. So,
Not really.
So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Yeah, definitely. Yep. The cool thing, though, is that the rear windows are like tinted, and it's really hard to see in to the cargo compartment unless you're putting your face right up against those windows.
Yeah. Let's see. Trying to see where I was. Here we go. Sorry about missing your guys' questions. Let's see. A supercharger within 160 miles in all directions whenever you are in the US by SciTech. Yeah, that's like ideal. And I think they're even trying to do less than 160 miles.
Yeah. Because
that gives you the opportunity to maybe skip one, or if one is potentially out of order, it allows you to really jump. Let's see. Oh, Mark also said the foam makes harder to patch punctures.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Well, some of them, like, they just refuse to, but it's
really.
But other people say you can still do it. It's just, but just like those people use slime and stuff like that. It's like, well, you can do that, but then you can't, you can't use that tire anymore.
Yeah. Okay, good to know. Stefan said $329 per 20-inch performance tire and staggered makes me lean more towards the 19-inch. I mean, the bigger you go, the worse it's gonna be. I'm not gonna lie.
It's funny because I remember with my last car, the tires were like $50 each for 15-inch ones, and so the bigger you go, the more expensive they are.
I mean, I think I was just looking up Model Y not that long ago. Now I'm curious. I think they were like $500.
Wow.
I know, it's stupid.
For the wow.
How do I do a new search? Get out of here. Okay, here we go. Tesla 2020. Model Y performance with the upgrade.
I can't see what you're searching.
Oh, sorry. Forgot to hit that. So it is staggered, which doesn't help the situation.
If you're using the OEM rims, I mean, if you swapped out like we did, we've got...
So, I mean, here's some PS4s for $365. Oh, they don't even have the Tesla original one. I think the Tesla original ones are like $500-600.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Always good to keep that in mind, though. Let's see. Roger said, I'm coming to Denver next week for a wedding. Sell me your Model Y. Hit me up, Roger, because I got one available and it's got some sweet mods. My email's down below. If you are interested, let me know.
I saw Abstract Ocean said they're getting a Y soon, too.
Yes.
Are they looking for Midnight Silver Metallic?
No, I believe it was white also, because I was talking to them about that.
Darn. Okay, darn.
Yep.
Kill two birds with one stone.
There you go. Sam Crown says, I have the unplugged springs on my Y. Can you comment on how you like them and how you feel about them? Let's see. Mark said, we clip our hair out in the yard, no cleanup. Not a bad idea.
That's an idea, yep.
Not a bad idea. Let's see. All barbers and hairdressers are still closed in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's yikes. I know I have seen a lot of people on like calls with work, and yeah, their hair's getting pretty long.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are the Abstract Ocean Center console covers the same for Model 3 and Y? Yep. You can.
I'm gonna get the jack adapters. Are there any in here? Or
so it's in a little box. box on the
Cabinet?
work cabinet.
Okay.
In one of the big boxes. Little box and a big box. Yep. So yeah, same for 3NY. Thanks, Abstract Ocean, for helping out with that. I have not tried the $80 tire repair kit from Tesla. I guess I've never needed it, knock on wood, but I probably should have one, especially on road trips. But I've used their actually I haven't used their roadside service. Scott has, when he blew both his right side tires, and everything worked out really well with that. So I don't know. I guess I just haven't needed it. Watch, I'll need it next week and I don't have it. Let's see. Yeah, Floby definitely has been resurging in popularity due to the whole situation. Let's see. Do I find the backup camera darker after the MCU 2 upgrade by Tesla? I haven't actually. I was driving the S before because I'm trying to keep miles off the Y, and I have driven the S mainly after, and I haven't noticed any difference in color on that. Just that the side cameras weren't replaced, so they're like very mono color. But I haven't noticed that. I'll have to see if anybody else has noticed that. Let's see. Do we know when battery day is? From Jacob. Unfortunately, no. We were supposed to be in May, then it was scheduled to be in June, and now here we are. Really haven't heard anything. It's been kind of quiet. So not entirely sure if they're going to push it again or keep it this time. Hopefully we know soon, though. Model 3 dude, any Cybertruck news? Only news really we've seen thus far is the potential for the rear
Materials for the
glass and like everything to be dropped on top of the back seats potentially. Elon said that could be an interesting addition and helpful. So besides that, not too much. Hopefully on battery day we'll know a little bit more about where it's going to be manufactured. Texas. That's been leaked a lot. Yeah. Let's see. Stefan, thank you for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said great info. Tesla grin to you from South Florida. Let me see. Let me go grab the other one because there's a new model.
Okay, because I know there's one that works for both the 3 and the Y, but we've got so many boxes out there with Tesla accessories in them.
I have a lot.
It's hard, and I looked on all the boxes on the cabinet, and I looked in the boxes of the boxes.
I think this is the old style one.
Yeah, but it gives them the idea.
Yeah. Let me just go grab that. I know right where it is.
Okay.
But yeah, we've basically gotten through the questions.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you want to talk a little bit more? Somebody asked, did you find the backup camera darker after the MCU 2 upgrade?
Oh, we did notice originally.
We noticed the side cameras, but the backup, like, I drove it before and after, and I didn't notice it.
No, we found out for some reason the automatic screen brightness, at least in our case, the automatic screen brightness was turned off or something. And because I was complaining to Eric, it's like, wow, why is the backup screen so dark? And he went and checked the settings, and for some reason that got reset. So you might check that first. If that's still a problem, then you might ask Tesla about that. But we haven't, since we turned that back on, the screen instantly got brighter, and we haven't had an issue since then. And I don't know, Stefan, thanks for the super chat there. I don't know if Eric already thanked you for that, but yeah, I was out in the garage. We got a big garage, and again, we've got all these cabinets and shelves and all these Tesla accessories, and I found all these badges and screen protectors and all this stuff, but I could not find the whatchamacallits, the adapters for the jack pads. Yeah, there we go. Sounds like Eric found them though. He's already on his way back.
Did you hear me running down the stairs?
I heard you running down the stairs.
Okay.
Were they in the box? Well, see, that's a totally different box. No wonder I couldn't find them.
There's a box in a box. Anyway, this is...
Is that still a 4-pack? Or
it's on your camera. My bad.
Do you buy just one of them now?
You can either buy singles or 4-pack.
I was looking for the 4-pack.
I like the 4-pack because if somebody wants to, they can lift up, and it's just easier to do tire rotations. But you can buy singles if you'd like. It looks very much like this. This is the 3-1, which is also for Y. But the nice thing with these, I'm just grabbing something metal. Don't worry, it's just scissors. There's a magnet up here, and that magnet jumps up and will grab into the mount underneath. And that's what really will hold it in so it doesn't just fall right out, which is really, really nice.
And it has that little
It does
O-ring
have the O-ring,
too,
so it's a
yeah.
little pressure fit, but the magnet is what really holds it. It's a nice feature. So they do have them in like the whole 4-pack, and they have this. This is kind of like the previous gen one. These are ones I've been using. They're very dirty.
That's what I was looking for, was the 4-pack.
But
oh, those don't have the magnets on there?
no, they do. It's
they just don't pop out as easily? Or? Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to see if this side
Magnet
was
to magnet.
magnetic, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. But yeah, I definitely recommend having something like this. Just because too many places just don't know.
And just as Eric said, the ones they have now for the Model 3 and the Model Y are interchangeable, but for the S and the X, they were different.
I think they now are the same.
Did they have them the same? Okay, because
Yeah.
at the time when we've had them since the beginning, and they kept coming out and improving them and making them better.
Yeah, if you check out Abstract Ocean's website, it's all listed on there. Here, I'll actually pull it up real quick so you can see. Was one of the puppies whining?
Kit's scared of the fan here,
Oh,
so
Kit's scared of the fan, so
he won't come in. That's why we haven't seen Kit yet.
yeah.
There he goes.
So here's the jack adapters.
Kit.
So you can either get single or sets of 4. And so 3 and Y are the same, S and X are the same. And then here's Mr. Kit for anybody that wants to see him.
There you go.
He's now in the room because he was scared of the fan.
So he couldn't get through the door, yeah.
He
but
gets
now
scared easily.
He's
Hi,
a little-
buddy.
he's a
What are you
little
doing?
cautious.
Don't eat that. That's not good. But yeah, so definitely jack adapters. Yeah. Let's see. John said, I've seen a video of somebody at Tesla picking up a Model Y with a forklift.
ooh.
Can you send me that video? I would love to see that. You can tweet it to me or private message me on Twitter. I would love to see that. That's
I'd be
wild.
worried about that just with the battery and stuff.
Yeah.
Putting too much pressure.
On said, what's a better road trip vehicle, the Y or the S?
I guess it depends on how many people and how much cargo and stuff. 'cause
I like the Y, but the S is going to be a slightly more comfortable ride because of that air suspension. But the Y is taller.
Wait, what did you say just a second? I think you might have said something.
Oh, sorry. The S has the air suspension, so it's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Slightly. But, I mean, the Y is taller, so there's a bit more cabin room, which is nice.
Easier to get in and out of, so depending on,
Yeah.
So I don't know, I still prefer the S, I think.
But the nice thing is the Y can have the hitch a lot easier. You can
Yeah,
still do
that's true.
hitches on
Yeah,
S's.
Yeah, and also the leg
but-
room in the Y would be a lot better.
Oh, that's
and
true.
the angle when you're sitting in the back seat of the S, your knees kind of point up a little bit, and there's not as much leg room as in the Y, where they've added so much more leg room compared to the 3.
Yeah. David said, do you ever find the cameras pixelating when playback on video? I've seen it a few times, but then it's kind of gone away, so I think it was maybe like a software thing. If you see that, try doing a double scroll wheel reset and see if that helps. Let's see. About the Model Y springs, Sam said the overall ride actually feels improved. The springs are hypercoil. Had them installed by Unplugged. I anticipate some improvement in efficiency, but haven't tested it yet. Good to know. I haven't had mine. I don't even have any yet to be installed. Last I checked out here, it was pretty pricey to get someone to install them. So actually on the Model 3, I just had them do
Oh
it.
yeah, I remember having to go through that. Yeah.
But now I think Colorado Detail has started maybe installing some. So we'll have to look into that. Liz said, should I wrap the whole Y or just the front and partial hood?
I did that on
It's kind of a personal preference.
And also your budget.
And budget.
Yeah, 'cause
so, like, depending on where you live, too. So, if you live in a state where they put down gravel or sand for snow, I would definitely take it all the way up to the hood and, like, the A-pillar. If you don't, you could probably get away with just doing the front bumper, maybe. I don't know.
Because
What do you think?
on my first Tesla, the S90D, I did just the front and the mirror. They also did the mirrors and the A pillar and stuff like that, and that seemed to be good enough. But if I would have kept it longer, I guess maybe I would have done the whole one, just like we've done with the cars since then.
Yeah. I do, just because it also makes cleaning easier and everything else, but it will get very expensive if you do like the whole Y. But at least that way, if like a shopping cart hits it, it'll damage the wrap potentially, which can sometimes self-heal in the heat and sun, whereas if you get a shopping cart go against your car without a wrap, it's going to be a lot more of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and also it might help with, since the paint won't chip or crack, hopefully
True.
that means that the paintless dent repair could help for like hail or some other thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about hail. Yikes. Tesla said, did your Tesla, the one that's already out of warranty, if yes, did you take the extended warranty, or no? Why? If not out of warranty, would you consider the extended warranty? I think the next closest one coming up for that is yours.
Well, currently the red one, the S75D, is out of warranty. Yeah, the next one coming up, I've got like 43,000, 44,000 miles, so it's got
What
only
are your
like,
opinions on that extended warranty then?
I don't
What are you
know,
thinking?
because we haven't had really any problems that weren't, we haven't really had any problems. The only thing that we've had fixed have been, there have been service bulletins for, and there haven't been any new issues. So I don't think it's going to have any problems. I would hope not. But it also depends, though. If we're going, I don't think we're going to be getting that extended warranty, just because we do like to flip our cars a little more often than most people. And so, well, I really love my Model S. If the Plaid S comes out and something we can't say no to, then
buy.
Yeah, so I'd rather put the money towards that. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with exactly what he said. Probably not going to buy it just because we do tend to get the newer one quite often.
Yeah.
That being said, though, if it's something you plan on keeping for a while, and it's you got to kind of weigh it, see what things cost. I mean, a new MCU, if that goes out, I don't know if that's covered by the extended warranty. You need to read the fine details. But I think that's what, like $2,000?
It's like $1,500, I think, if you have MCU 1 and get it replaced with MCU 1. If you want to,
so
yeah.
Some things to consider.
Also, though, there are some third-party companies out there now that do work directly with Tesla, and then you could buy like the third-party warranty through them instead of the Tesla warranty. And I still don't think that Tesla's ever come out with an extended warranty for the 3 or the Y yet. So that makes that decision easier.
Yeah,
you can't.
True. Let's see. Jacob said off topic, but is that a Herman Miller Aeron chair? A++.
Well, yes, it is. We have those. They're very comfortable. I have a problem sometimes if I sit in other chairs, but never had a problem with my sciatica when I use that Herman Miller.
I will say this. Let me show you this.
That's his typical gaming
So this
chair.
is like my typical gaming chair. But check this out. Ready?
Oh, wow.
I can sleep in it. No, I use this one a lot for gaming just because it's a little bit, I don't know, it's got the headrest, so if I throw my head back too far, someone snipes me, I can just do that and it catches me. But no, this one is very, very comfortable. But at least this way, this doesn't have anything higher, so it doesn't block anything. Let's see, Onset, are you still doing SSD giveaways? Yep, still working out everything with the first batch, and we'll be doing another one very soon.
Yeah, we were hoping to have one solar-related one, but because of our issues with the electric company, we might have to find a different one, so a different sort of giveaway, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up. Diego said, what would be the best option to use if you get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere during a long trip? Would Tesla roadside even come? I heard somewhere that they're limited to like a couple hundred miles or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
but that seems more recent.
I know that a lot of people buy like a little plug kit, and basically you kind of just screw it in there, insert a little temporary plug, and then, of course we always have our air compressors with us in every car that we have, and they're, you can get one for $20, $30, or you can spend $50 or something. But we just have a small little pump, it's only like that big, and plugs into like the 12-volt adapter, and if you do a plug kit, unless your sidewall is blown out or something like that, if it's in the tread, you should be able to just do a plug yourself if you can't get the roadside assistance out there.
Yep.
And some people do use slime, but as we mentioned before, if you use those slime on the wheels that have, or on the tires that have the foam in them, that
normally means you can't repair it.
Yeah.
From what we've heard. Yeah. I don't know if that's true or just a selling tactic, but
it might be that way with any slime tire, though.
That's true. Let's see. On said, thanks, I'll be buying those adapters tonight. And to which Abstract Ocean said, jacks are difficult to keep in stock. It's a factory in Pennsylvania. Is still on limited hours. Should be fully reopened next week. There you have it.
Wow. Sounds like the dogs are going crazy upstairs.
Yeah, dogs are going crazy upstairs. Sorry if you guys
I see that it is 1 minute away from dinner time, so they're getting all frisky.
They're getting antsy. Let's see. Gonna kind of fly through some of these real quick. I find the seats in my Model Y are more comfortable than the seats in S and X.
Yeah, I think for the front seat, I think I still prefer the S just because it's got the adjustable headrest and all that stuff. But I do like the seating position of the Y, how it's higher up, and again the rear seat on the Y is so much more comfortable.
He also said much easier to get in and out of the Y due to the higher seat height.
Yep, so, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. Stefan said, FYI, Tesla Service Center hourly rate now charge $175 per hour, was $100. If your Tesla's out of warranty, would strongly recommend some type of extended warranty. Very few third-party repair options. Yeah, very few third-party repair options, but I think there, like you mentioned, there's some third-party extended warranty options. Yep. Now, Scott did just have to pay part of his, and it doesn't break down.
And you know what? I don't know.
It just says labor 310. It doesn't say how many hours.
I don't think extended warranty would cover that. Even if it did, there'd still be like a $200-something deductible or whatever he would have had to pay. So it wouldn't have really paid for itself there.
Yeah.
And the cool thing, Scott did have another problem with like one of his door handles, but fortunately that was covered under warranty.
Yep. Let's see here. Guy Martin said, do we know when Abstract Ocean's going to have logo decals for Model Y? Looking for something for the front and rear logos.
I think they do already, no? Didn't we see those a couple weeks back?
I'm looking real quick.
Or maybe those are the badges I was yeah, there's the Model Y badge is what I was talking about.
I'm looking. There we go. Yeah, it's there. I was going to say, because we have them on ours.
Oh,
so we have them from Abstract Ocean on ours. So Model Y logo decal kit front and rear. Actually, it's on sale for $2 off. Wow. Save $2.
And as a bit of trivia or whatever, they are slightly different than the Model 3. So don't just think you can buy the Model 3 one and put it on the Y. They're not the same.
Nope. But they have all kinds of cool colors too. So those are in stock. Let's see. Aaron said my Model S extended warranty was $4,000 for 4 years and unlimited mileage from Tesla a few years ago, and it's paid for itself many.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, it dropped the jack adapter. But look, it's still good. Still good. This is just a little O-ring here. It's heavy duty. It said it's paid many times over. So yeah, I mean, definitely, it's worth weighing out like what some of the common parts that might fail would be and what they cost versus
and also if
what
it's going to
cost for the extended warranty.
But also if it's going to go out within that 4 years too.
Exactly. So definitely something worth weighing.
Because one thing is like people are always worried about the battery, and the battery does have a longer warranty than the rest of the car.
Yep.
But as we've mentioned with the S100D, I think we're down like only about 2% in degradation. So we've been really lucky with that, and I don't think Tesla will do anything on that with the warranty unless it goes like 70 or something really low. So
yeah. So I mean, definitely something to consider. Francisco said do Twitch. I've actually been playing with setting up Twitch for gaming, so maybe coming soon. Let's see. Chen said, I'm new here. Hi. I don't know if anyone has asked. What is the route? Is that a real supercharger behind you guys? Well, welcome. Oh, yes. Thank you for joining.
Yes, it is.
That
we
is
get
a
that
real
question every once
supercharger.
in a while.
Yep.
It's a V2 though. It's not a V3. So.
Yeah. So
that's why the
bummer.
cable is a lot thicker.
We might upgrade it in the future. You never know.
I don't know if it'd be worth it.
Actually, if you want to show that to the camera, you can see that has all like the connectors in it right there. Yeah. The light up top works. There's a little light. Sorry, I don't know where. Like right there, you can kind of see the white light. But that is a real supercharger.
Really
we actually took it apart for a video.
It's a hefty cable, yeah. So check back, what was that, about 2 years ago, we did a video where we take it up, and you can see all the insides where they connect all the electrical cables and everything. But it's
kind of entertaining.
The way it's different though from the V3 is that it does not include like the liquid cooling, which is they have fans and liquid cooling reservoirs down at the bottom, and they also have a thinner cable.
Yeah. John said I had the 3M wrap done on my Model Y on the whole front hood, mirrors, and around the door, in the rear cargo cost $2,000. So that's actually not bad. I've seen a very large price gap between different places too.
Yeah. And where you are around the country.
Exactly, where you are around the country. Some places in California are like a quarter or half the prices are like here in Colorado. I don't know what kind of material they use or whatever. I won't get into all those nitty details. But still, it's a good idea to shop around, make sure they're experienced with Teslas, and just that they do good work. Barno said, I love my Abstract Ocean lights, but prefer no logos because they block some of the light. Valid point. Frank said, I actually haven't noticed a ton of light being blocked, but I'll have to look at
They're
that.
so bright though. Yeah.
Yeah, they are very bright. Let's see. Frank said the Tesla mobile connector does the one charge better. I bought the NEMA 1450 plug for the mobile charge that comes with the car. With the other one,
Oh yeah. This one
you charge
can't-
faster. Yeah.
Yeah. This.
I think.
Oh no, yeah, because this one doesn't actually work. This is
Yeah, this
supercharger,
is- yeah.
but it's not connected to any electrical lines or anything like that. But
Yeah.
you know, this is the equivalent of what Tesla had that would charge up to like 150 kilowatts. So it'd be probably 15 times faster than your wall connector. But again, this isn't actually hooked up, other than to power the lights.
Yep.
We can't plug in a car to this.
Jacob Gray said, picking up my Model Y on the 20th. MSM, long range, full self-driving, 20-inch wheels. However, I'm getting a bit concerned about the wheel cost after seeing tire rack. I'm coming from 15s. Cost
Oh yeah, it's
that much higher.
It's
So
a lot more.
yeah, what was your last car?
So my old car was a '97 Honda CR-V with
And those were like
15-inch wheels.
$80 a piece.
No, like 50 something.
$50 a piece.
Yeah, it was cheap. Maybe 60, when the price had gone
Yeah.
up. But they were a lot cheaper because I remember when you guys went and got your tires replaced on your like Ford Fusion.
Yeah,
and
those were
Scott had a
expensive, too.
Subaru. I had a Honda.
Yeah.
Mine was like $200. You guys were paying like $800 or $900. And so yeah, because you had bigger wheels. I think like
Yep.
just 17 or something at the time. So definitely the bigger wheels you get, the more expensive those tires are going to be. That's another reason I prefer the 19s on my Model S.
So, Jacob, a few things to consider though is when you do buy tires, definitely look around. Tire rack tends to be pretty cheap though. All season tires are going to generally be cheaper than summer performance tires. The tires I was looking at were summer performance tires. So you want to keep that in mind too. All seasons are generally going to be a little bit cheaper. Winters tend to be kind of in the middle or actually a little bit more expensive. But 20-inch, I wouldn't worry about the price too much. I was looking at like the 21-inch, and those are expensive. I'm not sure about the 20s. I'm happy to look it up though, real quick. Let's look it up and check it out together. Tire rack. Let me switch everything over here. So if we go to shop tires, if we do Tesla 2020 Model Y, did he say long range? Yes, long range. And then we'll go with the 20-inch. And the nice thing with the 19s and the 20s, and you can rotate them a lot easier. So here you can see a $200 option with 4.5 out of 5 stars. That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's
Customer recommended, tire rack tested. Here's one that's 328. This is an all season. This is an all season. So they might have different guarantees on how many miles you'll get out of them. But there's a lot of different kinds of tires. Here's a Michelin, the Pilot Sport AS3 Plus. Great tire. We've used a lot of these, and they're 248. So, I mean, just kind of look around. I wouldn't be too scared about a 20-inch wheel, though. And especially if you don't need performance tires, they'll be cheaper. Let's see. On said, how long before V4 superchargers in Tesla vehicles that can take advantage of them? My guess would be we'll learn about it Battery Day. It'll start in Plaid S and X, then Cybertruck and Roadster, and 3 and Y would be very last.
And one thing we did hear about recently is that the Model Y does have some beefier like wiring in there, so there might be some V4 charging capabilities in there that just haven't been unveiled yet.
Yep. And Tesla's notorious for putting stuff in cars and then unveiling it at a later date. They've done it many, many times over. Tony said, just got a text today from Tesla. My Model Y should be delivered in 1 to 2 weeks. Congratulations. That's got to be exciting. Let's see. We had some talk about different prices on wraps. Somebody said $2,400 is the quote they got. And yeah, it's going to vary a lot state to state. Let's see. Helmus said, is it normal that the V3 supercharger pumps are always running? I arrived at one at 4 a.m. recently and heard all the pumps on. So we've noticed the same thing.
Yeah.
And so I think it is normal.
Yeah. I was surprised because, we've been brand new, or even in like the winter when it's not that hot out and you hear the fans running, and it doesn't really make sense to me, but there must be a reason.
Yeah. Steve said, waiting on my white-on-white long-range Model Y with full self-driving since October. Send your extra one to Chicago. You got it. I'll just tell them just to
let them know.
keep it
Don't take it off the
trucking.
truck. Just send it out of East. Yeah.
Let's see. Frank said he was talking about the one that comes with the Tesla. So the two adapters, the 1450 versus the one it comes with, which is what, a
515.
515.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 1450 will definitely should definitely charge faster.
Yeah.
You could go up to 32 amps with that, whereas the other one's only going to charge at 12 amps. And the one's 240 volts versus 120, so it definitely much faster.
Yeah. Anthony talking about the third-party company that can hack Model 3 software. Do we think, now that this is out, Tesla would make this something people could purchase? I have a feeling now that Tesla knows this is out, they're trying to come up with a way to patch this so that can't be done, and maybe they'll make it purchasable in the future. I don't know. I could go either way with Tesla. You never really know. Let's see. Model 3 dude said many Model Ys still coming with many fit and finish issues. Any thoughts? Why can't Tesla get this right? I mean, we've looked at quite a few Model Ys on Tesla's property that are getting ready for delivery. And I haven't actually seen any with fit and finish issues, to be honest. Like body panel wise and stuff like that. The only thing like we had, I guess we were missing the tow hook. That is what it is. Yeah. They replaced that. The seat back needed to be replaced on the second row.
Or the connector, because the connector wouldn't snap in all the way.
Yep. Yeah. But like we didn't have like any body panel gap or any kind of paint issue or anything like that. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really pay it a lot on the forums, so maybe there's more there. Let's see. Dan said, "Love you guys. Ordering my Model Y Performance with the induction wheels tomorrow. We'll use your code." Thank you very much,
Thanks, Dan. Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoy your Model Y. I think Dan's actually. I think you're in Colorado. I believe. If this is the same Dan I'm thinking about.
But the cool thing about that is now the induction wheels are like no additional cost.
Exactly, they're included in that.
They used to like charge extra, which I always thought that was like for the Stealth one that was going to be the standard tire, but for some reason you had to pay extra for those. But they changed that a few weeks back, so now you can get those for the same price.
Yeah. Real quick, Jacob said, thanks for looking up the 20-inch on Tire Rack. No problem. I was actually curious myself. Can you interchange with 19s if possible, or would that get wonky with the induction wheels? So the induction wheels can only take 20-inch tires. If you want 19-inch tires, you would want to look at ordering either some aftermarket stuff like from T-Sportline or something like that, or the 19-inch Geminis for Model Y from Tesla. So you need to make sure like the inductions are 20-inch, they can only accept a 20-inch tire, whereas the Geminis are 19s and can only accept a 19-inch tire. Unfortunately, you can't mix those. Let's see. Awesome Car Kid said, what are your thoughts on Rich rebuilds? He does some crazy stuff. I don't trust electricity that much, so I could
never do that ourselves, yeah.
Nope. I'll do a lot of stuff myself, but I would get electrocuted on camera, and I don't have time for that. Yeah. Let's see. Another question that just came in. What's the benefit of getting a high-power charger over chargers for your house?
Just that it'll charge faster and more efficiently.
Yeah.
Like exactly. If you're going to use that little 515, they used to come with both the 1450 and the 515 adapters. Now they only bring the 515 by default. You're only going to get like 4 miles per hour or something.
It's very
like that.
slow.
Whereas if you get like the 32 amp, you're going to get 32 amps instead of 12, and you're going to get 240 volts instead of 120. I don't remember the exact math on that, but you're going to be able to get probably 30 miles an hour or something.
Depending on your car, too.
Yeah, depending on the car. If you have an S or an X or a 3 or a Y, it's going to vary because their efficiency determines, they're not really charging miles per hour, but they're counting, how many kilowatt hours are put into your battery pack. But definitely you can just charge the battery faster. Also, there's a little more efficiency because if you're charging at 515 with a 515 outlet, a regular household plug, if it's cold, if you live in a cold weather place and the battery's really cold, it's going to take maybe 400 watts just to like heat up your car, the battery. And so that's going to take away, and you're only going to get, maybe 2 or 3 miles per hour on really cold days. Whereas when you have that 1450 and the 32 amps, a much smaller percentage is used for heating it. The rest can go into the battery, so it's just a lot more efficient to have those like 32 amp. Older cars with the original mobile connector or the older wall connectors could charge at like 40 amps by default, but Tesla went down to 32 amps when they came out with the Model 3.
Yep. So now all come at 32.
32. So, but you could still buy, you know, but also if you buy a wall connector, you could charge it up to 48 amps if you have a hardwired wall connector.
Yeah. Hardwired wall connector is what I would recommend for anyone who has the ability to install that.
Yeah.
Just because you leave it permanently attached to the wall, that way you can leave the other one in your car should you ever need it.
Yeah.
And you just don't have to worry about charging speeds or maybe having it get unplugged from the wall or anything like that.
The nice thing too is if you do have multiple Teslas like we do, you can get them load balanced.
Exactly.
So that they will communicate with each other and you don't have to have the full circuitry going to each wall connector. And it will just, they'll talk to each other and distribute the load evenly. And another thing about the mobile connector though is you don't need to have that in your car all the time. You don't need to like plug it in and unplug it every day. If you're just going out around town, going to work, stuff like that, there's no need to put that mobile connector, you know, unplug it, plug it in. I know some people who are new to Tesla don't know that and they carry it around with them and they say it's a hassle to unplug it every day. You don't need to do that.
I agree, it is a hassle to
leave it
unplug
at
every
home.
day.
Leave it at home. If you go on a road trip or something, then maybe put it in the car.
Yeah.
But there's Supercharger network so many places now, or you can check online. It's like PlugShare, or they've got an app, and you can see where all these public charging stations are. And so if you're going someplace where they don't have a supercharger, you could use that J1772 adapter and just plug in on those and charge your Tesla that way. So if you don't have your connector with you, we actually went on a road trip once and I forgot to bring my mobile connector and there was no supercharger there either. I just pulled out my J1772 adapter and charged with that, and that was enough to get me back on the supercharger network the next day.
Yeah, I mean, I have forgotten the mobile connector several road trips.
Yeah.
I think the Model 3 that went overseas never had it in there.
Yeah, but
so,
that,
it's nice to carry it on a road trip just in case, because you never know. It's better to be safe than sorry.
The nice thing, though, is once you do have those wall
it.
connectors, you can put the mobile connector back in the car and then you
just leave it.
never have to take it out again. Don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. So, I mean, definitely some things to consider there. But yeah, we've been live now for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
So it's about time for us to kind of call it a day. We're going to go grab some dinner, feed the dogs, and kind of relax. Thank you, though, so much for hanging out today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed a live stream on Sunday. A little bit different than we normally do. But yeah, we were a little busy yesterday.
We had a good flag day.
Yes, there you go.
I didn't notice, though, normally in our town they put flags up. I didn't see them this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good question. I don't know. Anyway, though, thanks so much for hanging out. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model S, X, 3, and now Model Y, definitely check out our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, all listed down below. And using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off your first purchase on stuff like this. A jack adapter, which we actually talked about today, and I have very handy right here. But yeah, all kinds of really cool stuff, so definitely check them out. Huge thanks to them for helping sponsor the channel and making all this possible. But yeah, as always, I guess we'll see you guys next week. We should have a video or two up this week. So make sure you are subscribed and have the bell on so you're notified when that happens.
I think we're going to talk about the MCU 2 upgrade a little bit more because a lot of people had questions.
Yeah.
And we'll just go into detail on that video later this week.
Yep, exactly. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But as always, we'll see you next week. Stay safe. Bye.